Started the recording. Okay. Okay. Stop eating fucking chips! Eating my goddamn chips in my fuck.
You started the day.
Eating fucking chips. Anyways.
Well done.
Anyways. A new day dawns over you three once again. The sun shining over the shining gates of Sol Imperia. First person to wake up is Kylian, as he stretches his arms, remembering it's the day of a new hell. New masterclass. He's so excited for. In the
Sorry, what?
In the other inn, Elpis wakes up first, followed by Athenos, who is borrowing the second bed in his room. They both wake up to stretch. Elpis's masochistic mind is excited for the new Nixxie training. And Athenos just wants to get the shit kicked out of him. So honestly, a different kind of masochism, I'd argue. All three of you get up. We'll see what Kylian does first. You both all wake up around 8 a.m. Training's at 10.
I obviously go downstairs and feed Eliza first, as a normal human being would. And
Yeah, your husband.
Totally...
You greet your husband.
I like how the connotation then implies that Jamal is fucking a dog.
No, he means Markov, but...
I know he does, but the fact you said Eliza and then Elpis said
I'm
your
sorry.
husband. Damn, Elpis, I know
Yes.
that's what you were into, Elpis. Anyways, yes.
Happiness also goes downstairs and has breakfast and all that, you know? Waking up.
Kylian goes downstairs to get breakfast. You grab a simple breakfast and feed some of the meat to Elijah. He eats up, and you are full. Meanwhile, cut back to Dread and Elpis both waking up, since you are, next to each other. You can actually interact if you so choose to.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Athenos goes downstairs and just looks back at Elpis, still asleep, choosing not to wake him up because he's like that. And
You both wake up at the same time, so.
Oh. Well, then he just ignores him, I guess. So.
You decide to, without getting yourself situated, without even talking to Elpis, because you're not a morning person, aka you're just finding an excuse to be edgy in the morning, you head downstairs to get some breakfast. Meanwhile, Elpis.
I decide to go downstairs to get some breakfast, and with the time I have, try to meditate a bit.
He's gonna meditate while eating breakfast? That's wild.
No, after I'm done eating.
The noodles really soothe me in the morning.
You both
They
head
just telepathically fly into his mouth.
Yeah. You both get downstairs to eat breakfast without talking much. Meantime, Kylian finishes eating and can now decide to do something.
You know, if Elpis has never once come to the restaurant, to the inn with me to check up on me, and has always gone to the training yard. What time is it currently?
Like 8:10, 8:15.
And the training starts at 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, knowing that Elpis is a traitorous ally who just goes to the training yard early for some reason, I go to the training yard.
You begin flying
I
over to
just
the
wanna get
training
better.
yard. Meanwhile, both of you finish eating breakfast at the inn and can now decide to do something.
So you want to go
engage in conversation with a man who's still not talking, or maybe he is, and I can't.
I am.
You know, that'd be crazy. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna risk
Okay.
it. You are talking.
I am talking.
I knew it.
Did you actually not hear him?
No, my headphone. I knew it.
I thought you were
knew it.
trolling.
I was not. I don't troll when it comes to this.
He's like, I cannot hear this man talking, Elvis talking in the background.
Trust me, I wish I was. Anyways, I decided to engage in conversation with Elvis while eating my glorious breakfast. So Elvis, about this Nixxie individual, I see that she is good company for sparring.
She's alright. in terms of company. I hope she didn't hear that at all. Probably didn't. Too far away from the training grounds.
Oh, you say it like she has some sort of ability
Alright,
to
Kobe,
pick up on
let's see what you're made of. Let's say hi to
hearing
Lou.
us conversate.
Sometimes I think she does. Apparently she doesn't.
You know she does. What? You're both
No, I
acutely
don't.
aware of this. Yes, you are.
Wait, no, wait, did you actually... No, like a skill for that, right?
yeah. You know
never
it's a-
mentioned it!
Okay, but like
You
you can use basic deduction skills.
You say it's like you're slightly confused as to whether or not she does. I'm inquiring, does she?
More of an assumption. Probably does.
Yes, you see, that's interesting, because from what I've heard, apparently I've lasted far longer than both of you in the small segments of what I wish could be considered a fight, so I will refer to it as a fight, quotation marks.
More of a death...
I mean, comparatively, Elpis literally just got executed. You got like annihilated.
I got...
I don't know, I feel like I'd rather get executed rather than annihilated, honestly. Like, at least I tried. Elpis just kind of just
Yeah,
didn't.
Elpis just got yeeted to the ground and just took it.
How did you make that? That was 30 seconds. 30 fucking seconds.
Oh, that was good. Anyways.
Well, I mean, I lasted about 5 seconds, I think.
Only?
I couldn't really count because, you know, I got a meteor thrown at me.
More like a falling star.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that, I suppose it is kind of understandable. Admittedly, that was my strongest, somewhat form, so all used in conjunction. So I suppose I can see your points.
Wait, so how does that ability work? I think you mentioned that if you get knocked out and or I think defeated, you kind of revert back to what you are now.
Athenos just smiles, fully intent on like not telling Elpis how his ability works.
All right, fair point.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, would you tell me how your unique abilities worked?
Not if you tell me your unique abilities.
Elpis, just ask me. I have an ability for that. Stop doing this charades.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I know? Did you tell me your abilities?
He's got you there. He's got you there.
He's got you there,
He's
yeah.
got you there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyways, let's continue this. Just try not to interrupt yourself. We need to get through all this, and I do not know if we're gonna get through 5 days.
Alright, okay, yes.
We can definitely get through 5 days.
We'll see.
Gotta hurry up. Alright.
Well, anyways, it is very early morning. Have you seen Kylian yet?
No. I mean, we can always head to the training ground to see if he's there. That's what I did. Like,
I
for
suppose
3
that is-
days.
I suppose that's a solid choice of action, yes. Well, get done with your meal. I'm almost done myself.
You both finish eating your
Let me finish up.
You both finish eating your breakfast, and after feeling full, you both head out. Extending your wings, you begin flying over to the training hall. You fly over to that training field. Flying over the city, you eventually arrive at the training hall and see Kylian, who at this point has been there for about 10 minutes, more than you.
Oh, what's good,
Hello.
Kylian? You finally got the memo.
Yeah, because you're a horrible person who leaves without telling me.
I have no idea what this lover's quarrel you both have, but I would recommend getting it resolved before you have any solid.
No. God, no. Kill me before that ever happens.
You're right, that was my mistake. It was awful of me to make such an assumption that both of you would get any bitches. Athenos would then bow in apology.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a wife. Fuck you.
In which world?
Damn! Holy shit!
Well, you see, I am loyal. Fuck you. I am a very loyal
It's
person.
because his wife tagged him, that's why.
Oh, I don't doubt your loyalty. After all, you are a very threatening side character when fighting with Kylian. I must admit.
Side character.
You have two abilities, Elpis.
Not wrong.
I was able to count the amount of tricks and tactics you used during our entire fight.
Kylian is just snickering in the background, canonically.
But apologies if I just can't wrap my head around this, right? Just the fact that you two are both
No,
here,
no, it's fine.
but-
It's
and
fine.
somehow-
No, I'm gonna go meditate. I'm just gonna walk away and go meditate.
Bro, we just met him a day ago.
Yeah,
I don't care if he's a goddamn president or not.
Apologies,
I'm
I
gonna
just need
go
to
meditate.
wrap my head around this. Feel free to go and meditate, but
Elpis walks
I
off to
can't
go
believe-
meditate.
I can't believe this. Athena's just like silently contemplating himself, like, holy shit, these guys exist, oh damn.
But he's too
Yeah.
prideful to admit his feelings.
Wasn't it? And it would be a real shame if I told Dread that I told someone else from this world that I came from another world. I hope this doesn't bite me back in
Bro,
the ass.
they would actually just kill you.
Yeah, it took you Jamal to fight me. How's that gonna go for you if he doesn't help?
We'll see. Anyways, continue.
I'm switching teams. Okay, but okay. Well, what would you like to do in this time? I can try to teach you some alchemy if you want, or we could just meditate, you know, because he already went off.
Well,
yeah.
considering how I doubt I'm going to be learning much within a few hours or so. How many hours do we have left?
An
in
hour
fact?
30.
Hour 30.
In about an hour 30, I'm not sure if I'm going to be memorizing much alchemy-wise, so I believe
That's fair.
meditation and...
I don't really
like
have the powers
sparring.
on me either, now that I think about it, so yeah, we should probably
Did you
meditate.
just, Kylian, did you just offer me to teach me alchemy without any of the materials at hand?
Yeah.
That's
So,
like asking me to teach. That's like asking to teach me math when you don't have any of the materials of like textbooks and paper.
Bro, Google the equation. It's fine.
I'm going to meditate now.
Okay, me, Sam.
You all go off to meditate, and you all meditate for an hour 30, each raising your mana pool by 10. As you all sit there and meditate, as the clock strikes 10, you hear a voice calling out to you, "Hey, fuck faces, wake the hell up!"
Athenos like opens his eyes, looking at Nixxie.
Nixxie stares all three of you down, while ordering you to come up to her, and with the stare that says, "You got 5 seconds before I slap the shit out of you."
Oh, okay. I instantly got up.
Athenos gets up and heads over to Nixxie.
You all fly over to her, and she looks at Kylian and kicks him in the side, saying, "That was 6
Bro,
seconds."
I said I follow.
No, she kicks you in the chest, saying, "That was 5.2 seconds. Too long."
Okay.
She then sighs and says, "Well, I hope you all are ready for the master class." She says, "Normally this takes people maybe a year or two, but I managed to sit down. But those are people who really don't lack much skill, both metaphorically and literally. So condensing this down to 5 days, it means you probably will die, probably. Well, maybe 30% chance to live. You can drop out whenever you want if you think your life's in danger, but I won't be
Athenos
protected."
is just looking on with stars in his eyes as Nixxie continues talking.
Because anyways, she then points at you with her polearm and says, "You, what weapons do you use?"
Me? I mean, I use dual daggers.
She says, "Take them out."
Athenos would do so.
She then walks up to you and look and then swipes the daggers from your hand before you can even blink. She inspects both the daggers and looks at them and says, actually really rather impressive. You must have gone a pretty high level dwarf to make one of these, and the entire thing is made of manulin."
Yes, you see, that was actually made partially out of the material resulting from the Lightning Dragon Lord's magical influence. So,
She looks at you and says, don't particularly care. It's very high quality manual, she says while still inspecting the blades. She then tosses them both back to you as you catch them in the sky. She says, alright, well these two losers use spears, which are a long-range weapon that focus on forward movements and agility. Yours, however, is maybe a bit different because yours is about close combat, up-in-your-face, assault-type weapons. In that case, we have to deviate. The training has to deviate a bit, and I'll probably do some independent. You'll probably have you guys do some independent work while I'm working on the others, and vice versa.
understandable.
He says, "All right, to start,
Yeah,
let's do some warm-ups." He said, "We'll start with some basic movement and strafing training." She looks at you two, and she looks at Kylian and Elpis and assumes they already know what to do. And then she looks at Athos and says, "So we're going to be practicing strafing. Strafing is important to be able to dodge moves because at the end of the day, although you want to dodge attacks that come at you, you don't also never want to exert more energy than needed dodging said attacks. So knowing how to control your movement and how far distance you travel forward, left, back, or right will help you dodge attacks but not overexert yourself." He says, "We're going to practice, these two have already done it before, but we're going to practice moving left and right. Just hop and skip left, right, and then every once in a while switch to forward, back, forward, back. Understood?"
Athanos would nod.
Then flicks you on the forehead, saying, when I ask you something, you say, "Yes, ma'am." Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
She nods and says, "Alright, get to it."
Alright, I guess Athanos would then start practicing strafing.
Same.
All three
Yeah,
of you
we
practice
just followed
strafing. You do this for about 5 minutes before your student says, "Alright, good. Level 2. The other two, Kylian and Elpis, know what this means. And she activates Psychotic Level 2. A weight starts pushing down on you, although it's pretty bearable. None of the three of you feel much change. You're able to move at the same speed, with just a tad more effort. Another 5 minutes pass, and she says, "Level 3. More weight is then added onto you guys as you feel it starting to weigh you down. However, you've experienced this enough to know how to really deal with it, and you're still confident in your movements." She looks at you and smiles a bit and says, "Good. Level 4. She then you get shoved even deeper into the ground, and you feel your feet getting really hard pressed into the ground. You're still able to move, but it takes more effort, and you're starting to get tired pretty easily. After another 5 minutes, she then says, "Level 5. Level 5 slams into all of you and starts pressing you towards the ground. You feel an incredible amount of weight on you as the gravity forces you down as you all struggle to move." After another 5 minutes, she says that she doesn't think they can handle level 6 yet, so she's not going to bother. She then cancels Psychotic, and you all are extremely worn out, especially in your legs. She says, "Alright, that's a good warm-up. It's been 30 minutes. Yes." She then says, "Alright, so, since you use the master class, we're not focusing on basic techniques on how to use a weapon. Master class, I assume that you already know what the hell you're doing with your weapon. And if you don't, tough shit." She says, "So, first thing we're going to do is work on..." First thing we're going to do is she, points to Kylian and Elpis and says, "You two, go find a dummy and work on your own. Work on your strikes and hitting precise points on a target. Try putting a little, like, etching into a target and attempting to strike it with precision. Do that for maybe 30 minutes, and I'll get back."
Oh, you mean like in vital areas?
She says, "If you want to, I just want you to try proving your accuracy. So, like, draw little X's on the dummy, attempt to strike it, like, 50 times in the same spot or something."
Alright.
She waves you both off, and you both begin to start that training. That independent training is now commencing. She then looks at Athanos and says, "Alright, since I know what those two dumbasses can do, I need to evaluate what level you're at with your daggers."
Alrighty then.
She tells you to take them both out, and you do. Wielding the daggers, she says, "Using no skills or no magic, your goal right now is to cut me. That's it. I will not fight back. I will simply dodge and move. I want to see how you perform in an onslaught against someone."
Athanos narrows his eyes slightly, but he complies and dashes right at Nixxie.
You dash towards Nixxie, attempting to slash at her. However, she she able to perfectly dodge. You feel like you're getting close to hitting her, but you realize that you aren't necessarily getting close to hitting her. She just knows how to dodge your movements within an inch of them every single time.
In that case, Athenos decides that he's going to try a little bit of a fake out tactic where he's just going to try and do the same thing, but instead he's going to like switch and aim for where she's going to dodge to.
Attempting to fake her out, you cut down one side, but then feign and attack the other, and the cut looks like it's going to hit her, but she then moves in really close to you, basically almost like with her face an inch away from yours, and then blocks your arm before grabbing it and like spinning you to the side. She says, I said I wasn't going to attack you. She never said I wasn't going to block. She said, it's true that the daggers are close-range weapons. She says, however, even they have a blind spot. She says, play around the blind spot and make sure your opponent can't over-assault you.
Athenos looks down towards his daggers, gripping them a bit tighter before he gets back up and recommences his little assaults.
You dash towards her using a mix between both your wings and your feet to gain movement, and you slash at her from all sides, however none of your blades connect, and when you feel like one's about to, she just blocks it with her hands. She looks at you and says, your movements and techniques aren't bad, you definitely grasp the point of using these daggers. Internally, you thank yourself for your many years of training as an assassin. She looks at you and says, your movements aren't bad, your force is weak, and you don't know how to read your opponent's movements. That will come with time, she says, while still, like, dodging all of your slashes at the same time, might I add. After about 15 minutes of this, she stops, you slash at her again, and she kind of, like, just stops and tells you that that'll be enough. She said that compared to those two when they started, that you are much more refined than those idiots are. She says it's not...
Of course.
She nods and then kind of notes something in her head before saying, alright. He says, alright, next thing we're gonna do is, she says, a mock battle. She takes out her massive polearm, it's about almost the size of her, and says, the point of the spear, especially when you're fighting against a weapon, is to get in close. Whether your opponent's using a sword, a rapier, a polearm, you know, a battle axe, a hammer, the downside of the weapon is also their benefit, is that they're long staff, that they can use it to reach long range. However, if you get in between the handle and the blade, you can do whatever the hell you want. So, your goal, wielding this polearm, she says, while holding it out to you, you are going to attempt to attack me. I'm going to attempt to block your attacks, and your goal is to get in between me and my polearm where I can't counter you.
Okay, so from what Athenos is just like assuming, he's gonna guess that's gonna be far easier said than done, and that there's gonna be some sort of, you know, like if he tries to pull off a trick, then she'll probably know the counter even before he does.
Congratulations, you're more intuitive than those two idiots over there.
Wait, really? What the fuck have you guys done? Just like go at it over and over, smashing your skulls into the wall?
More or less, honestly.
Holy shit.
More or less. Anyways,
These two clearly don't know trial and error, but yes, anyways, so Athenos, keeping that in mind, he decides he's gonna like see how she works with the spear first and like tries to, you know, block and fight back before he starts making any actual plays. So he does that.
You like engage her lightly, not really overextending herself, to see how she moves with her spear. However, as you use light attack, as you like lightly attack her, not really overcommitting too much, she perfectly defends your polearm, and you know her movements are like very impressive. They're so incredibly fluid, and you kind of like can, as you watch her hands move around the polearm to like navigate them to different positions to block your blades. Even though you have the benefit of like being able to basically attack from all angles thanks to daggers, she's able to counter from every angle perfectly. It doesn't feel like she's wielding a large like steel beam with a point at the end. It feels like she's it feels like she has like one could say like a string in her hand that's like light and bendable and malleable that she can just move around.
God damn. Can I observe like her hand movements to see like what kind of magic is she working?
Too fast for you to even keep track of efficiently.
Well, damn. Okay. Okay, let's try and work into her guard now. Let's see how she responds to that.
You try to push further into her defenses, attempting to get in between her and her polearm to land a clean hit. She backs up somewhat, but you know that she actually isn't backing up as much as you thought she would, since you're kind of on the offensive and she isn't really countering. However, you know that her thing is that she, as you strike at her, she blocks, but then also, while she doesn't attack, she uses the natural, like, size of the polearm to keep you at distance. So although she isn't directly swinging at you, the simple, natural range the polearm covers, even when not attacking, is keeping you at bay, while she's still deflecting your two blades, which she's, although by the way, doing with one single polearm.
Dude, I'm just fucking imagining like Darth Maul movements while I just try and go in. Okay, let's see. Okay. Alright, let's try and, how do I express this? Let's try and go in from the front and, like, start moving around the side to the back.
You try to, like, circle her body. Try to circle her, attempting to, like, kind of mess up her movements a bit while also making her rotate. However, it doesn't seem to phase her at all. She's rotating around in a circle, while it's also blocking your attacks at this point from, like, a whole omnidirectional angle, and isn't, like, just kind of, like, chilling still. She looks at you and says, "Not bad. You are actually adapting and looking for openings whilst trying to still probably open my defense. But you're not just throwing yourself at my line. If you had, you might have been impaled even unintentionally."
Athanos nods in acknowledgement before an idea comes to his mind. Like, what if she's really good with the spear, but what if we, like, tried to catch, like, the neck of the blade, you could say, with the daggers? So yeah, let's try and give that a shot. Let's see, let's pretend I'm still doing what I've been doing so far and trying to look for a new opening, but then, like, sort of circle back to trying to, like, capture the blade with the daggers, you know?
The blade comes down, and instead of basically parrying your blades against each other, you think about trying to block the actual staff of the polearm. Instead of catching the blade of the polearm, last second you lean into Nixxie, using your blade to catch instead of the side of the polearm, and her eyes actually widen a bit. You then follow along the staff of the polearm and attempt to get in a cut as you finally manage to breach the distance between her and her polearm. However, she spins the polearm back at you, cracks your face with the backside of her polearm. She looks at you and says, that actually wasn't half bad. A lot of people think that when they're fighting, they can only counter blade on blade. But in reality, especially against weapons like spears, you want to utilize the fact that they're the staff of the fact that if you can restrict the movement of the actual staff of the spear and the handle, you can basically restrict most of its movements. However, you failed to take into account the fact that the only part of the spear, the blade isn't the only part of the spear that's a weapon.
I suppose that is understandable. I've never, how can I say this, much fought an expert with the spear before, so this is new to me.
She nods and says, well, you're not doing half bad. You continue for another 5 minutes until until about 30 whole minutes have passed in total. It's now 11. You're kind of panting from the practice, however, it's not, like, completely exhausted. She looks at you and tells you to get up, and they're gonna go to meet with the others again.
Athanos does just that then.
You follow behind her as she goes up to the others and looks at you and says, so how have you two been doing with your training?
Pretty good. I've just been marking mostly, well, vital areas of a body where I could, try and see where I could pierce. Of course, they're probably going to be protecting it, so I'm just trying to also see if I could pierce any opportunities or openings someone might leave.
She nods, looking at your training dummy, and says, you actually marked these out pretty well. He says, unfortunately, your knowledge might be a bit... You're gonna have to reevaluate your knowledge when fighting creatures bigger than the standard human size.
Yeah, I know. Probably gotta work on that.
She then looks at Kylian and asks how he's been doing. I come back.
Kylian is dead.
Kylian, meanwhile, just collapsed on the ground, fucking with the
He didn't
fingers
defeat
on
it.
his
Yeah.
face.
He didn't beat a Griffin dead pose.
He's in the
Yeah, exactly.
dead.
That's just meanwhile Kylian, Vine Boom.
Wait, did he honestly think he could leave his computer?
There's no chance. There's no
There's
shot.
no way he actually thought he could just leave his computer.
By the way, I genuinely cannot like wrap my head around just constantly attacking someone with a spear and not like trying to dislodge the weapon once it proves that they're actually kind of good with it.
Who wants to bet Jamal doesn't even realize he's muted on Discord? Who wants to bet?
Wait, quick question. What type of
Holy
halberd?
shit, I was right. Holy shit, I was right. Holy shit, I was right. Holy
Wait,
shit, I was right. He just was muted the entire
Am I
fucking
looking?
time.
Am I using something like this?
Yes, it's a halberd.
Or like,
Bro is trying to play it off too. Look, he's not even talking. He's trying to play it off like he was intentionally muted. He's trying to play it off like he wasn't talking to his mic. Then tried to undo his headphones. Then tried to talk again, but then had to unmute Discord. But then muted his headphones as he was unmuting Discord. So I heard the sound of him then unmuting his headphones again as he unmuted Discord just to talk. Holy shit! Listen to him. He's trying to like act silent so he doesn't get like called out on it.
Look. Relevant.
Anyways, you get slapped for not responding to Nixxie when she asked. Let's continue. Nixxie slaps you across the face for not responding to her. She said, "Hey, dumbass, you deaf?"
I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said. I'm not gonna lie.
Fucking course you didn't. Look, Jamal, share your screen right now. Share your screen right now.
Look.
Jamal, Jamal, share your
I
screen.
may be a little distracted.
Jamal, share your screen. Let me see this. Let me see this. Jamal, close
Yeah?
all of them. All of them. All of them right now. Close them all. All YouTube tabs. Close them. Fucking close them.
There we go.
Now hover over Google. Hover over Google. Hover over Google. Hover over Google.
are you making?
Hover over Google. Hover over Google.
Are you making?
Yeah. All of those. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. Get them all of them gone. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Are you
There you go.
making me?
There you go. There you go.
You know, I respect the grind. I
There you
respect.
go.
No, I
No,
respect
you fucking don't. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Anyway, she looks at you and says, like, "Are you asking me to repeat myself, bitch?"
Well, I didn't hear the first time.
Like a bad idea. On your
Yeah.
She kicks you in the balls before saying, "Next time, listen." Then looks at you and says, "I asked how your training coming along. Be nice that I'm even being that considerate." She also spits on
You know, I'm in pain. I don't know if I'm gonna respond.
She's gonna kick you again if you don't.
You know, it's been going well.
She nods. She looks at the dummy and says, "And what parts have you been focusing on striking accurately?"
Me, the neck.
He says, "Okay." She says, "Now get up."
Using my spear to help me up from the injury, I get up.
Using your spear to help yourself up after your poor children got massacred. You get up with the others, and she says for all of you to follow her. You all follow her over, and she says, "Okay, after evaluating Athenos' level, he's much better than both of you. At the very least when you started," she says. He's much better than when you both started. So since of course this is this is gonna be polearm versus spear versus dagger. She looks at you and says, "Okay, so next step of the training we're going to do a little mock fight, she said. Just a standard one. I'm going to pit Athenos against... We'll do Kylian for now. I want Kylian, I want you to... he looks at Athenos, I want you to try and do the tactics that you were doing against my polearm against his, which would be much easier. Kylian, I want you to take this opportunity to learn how to fight against someone who fights very assault-like and close-ranged.
And I'm guessing no magic and skills.
She says, yeah, that was given.
Okay. I ready my spear and aim at Dread.
Skills, I would be the victor, but alas. Let's go in.
You draw your daggers and begin rushing towards Kylian.
So basically, I do the same thing I did Nixxie, just, you know, trying to, like, poke holes in his little defense, see what's up there. Trying to get under his guard and all that.
You begin rapidly approaching Kylian and begin slashing at him, attempting to get through his spear.
Using my wings, I keep, keeping a distance, trying to space him, trying to get, I guess, like, stab him and keep a distance between us.
Keeping a distance, you try to dodge his blades while also trying to stab in. Using the tip of your spear, you try to attack him in his, like, general chest area and around his neck.
Well, this is when the advice Nixxie gave me kicking in. I would, like, rapidly back up, whipping out the daggers as I try and, like, lodge the spear into my control with the dual blades as I, like, try and rip it out of his grasp.
Yeah. You back up from a spear thrust and kind of lodge your blade in between where the tip of the spear meets the rest of the spear. You successfully managed to catch it, and Kylian will have a hard time pulling his spear back.
I realizing that he's grabbed onto the end of my. Wait, how does my spear look though? Cause like I just got a basic spear, but are we just assuming it doesn't have like any? It just looks basically.
Looks like
Never
a
mind.
spear. I don't.
Like the. Okay.
I feel
Realizing
like
he's
my
grabbed
daggers
the
are, like,
end of it. I called a coach. I'm saying this is against the rules. No.
What? You tell
I just tried to pull it out of
Nixxie,
his
tell
Nixxie.
Nixxie that he's cheating.
No, it's not. I tried to grab it away from him, pulling on it.
You pull on the spear while pulling away from his dagger, and manage to retract your spear back to you.
Realizing that he's gonna try a similar thing, I keep my spear closer to my body, anticipating his next move.
Let me try and like leap at him before like just like trying to twist midair to the side and just like slashing at him then.
You jump at him with your daggers, attempting to attack from above, almost.
I aim my spear up and try to stab him.
You aim up and try to stab him, however, he manages to evade you and dodges to the right of you and begins to slash at your side.
I try to quickly, if my spear is aiming up, I try to bring it down, like with the end of it hitting Dread.
He moved to the right of you, but not below you.
Yeah. Well, like, okay, I'm envisioning it like I'm bringing it like, okay, no, never mind. I swing at him.
Yeah, you bring the spear down and swing at him, managing to block his first blade. However, his second blade narrowly misses your the side of your chest as you step backwards. You're now like he's now holding your spear with his left blade while his right blade is free.
In that case, I try to like plunge it into him with the right one.
I try to realizing that you know he's blocking my spear. I pull back and then try to stab him if he tries to come closer.
You attempt to pull that back, but your spear is lodged firmly between his blade, and even though you manage to free it, there just isn't enough time for you to get in, and he gets a slash at your chest. Nixxie
looks like I drew first blood.
Yeah. Nixxie calls time and says that that's all she needed to see. She hands she hands you a lesser healing potion.
I drink it, but is he like blocking, like pushing it away with his
spear,
sword? Like,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, with my dagger,
Yeah.
essentially, yes. Yeah.
She looks at Kylian and says, "You need to focus more on where he's trying to attack, less of the general fact that he's going to attack. You need to be able to parry blade with blade, or else what happened to you is going to happen again." She then looks at Athenos, just kind of stares him down and says, "You did alright," and just like, nothing more.
I guess Athenos like a bow in respect.
Mm-hmm. She then says the next mock battle will be against Athenos and Elpis. She wants to see if Elpis can do any better.
Alright. I'll try.
You both get in the same position again, with Athenos readying his blades and Elpis readying his halberd.
Alright.
I wish you the best of luck, Elpis.
Same with you. Okay, so my first move is to, well, since I know he's probably an assassin, like he was an assassin in his past life, he's probably gonna try and aim for most of my vital areas. So I'm going to see if I could, just take it slow, see where he aims, and then go off from there.
Mm-hmm.
If he does approach.
You prepare yourself in a defensive parry-esque position.
Funnily enough, Athenos was also like running off the assumption that Elpis would see like the moves he made against Kylian and then like adapt. He would also be kind of fighting defensively, so he just like back away from Elpis's position.
You back up, trying to gauge a good position to attack Elpis.
Alright then, I decide to
He then yells at
slowly...
Nixxie then notices both your defensive stances, kind of yells, "You two sissies gonna fight or not?"
I don't rush at him, but I kind of, I do rush at him at like a pace where he could block all my attacks, but I could see if he has, like, if I could find anything to go off of.
Mm-hmm. You begin approaching Athenos with you making sure to keep your blade within range of him, while his aren't in range of yours. As you begin approaching him, attempting to, like, plan an attack.
Alright, so since Elpis is approaching him with his little plan of action in mind, I decide I'm gonna like try and dodge, well, not dodge, but more like dash to the left and try and like knock his spear back and just go for the first blood with the other dagger.
Mm-hmm. With him approaching, you then try to push forward and go in and attempt to attack him.
Alright. I decide to retract my spear and go back a bit. So we can get out of my range, my body range.
You take a small back step, and your halberd is now within range of his body.
Alright. I decide to strike to my left.
You swing your big halberd at him, attempting to strike his left side.
I'll parry with one of my daggers as I just go in and just try and stab at his side.
You attempt to parry his blade, and you do, but you know that because of the nature of the halberd having a battle axe-esque shape, the force of the halberd is a lot more than you expected, and it knocks you and ends up forcing you to the side a bit, which puts you off balance and stops you from attacking.
Alright, I decide to swing. Did he move to the right? To his right?
He moved to your left.
Alright. Then I swing to my right when he parried my blade.
Mm-hmm. You parry your blade, and you continue, and as he gets pushed over thanks to the weight of your blade, then begin to charge and move a bit forward and slash at him again with your halberd.
Well, considering I'm just completely off balance and kind of screwed, I'm just gonna try and roll backwards to get a bit of distance.
You kind of just jump backwards, narrowly avoiding the slash as it just whizzes by your chest.
You're already much better with the blade than Kylian was, Elpis. I'm impressed. Think fast! And then I just dash at him.
You catch Elpis off guard, complimenting him, and then going, "Think fast!" and then just run towards him with your blade. It catches him off guard. You manage to just sneak past his halberd. Elpis is now in a very vulnerable position.
I can't believe that worked.
Hold on. Sorry, my mic was dead. My mic was working at the moment. Hold on. Alright, there you go. You'll be lucky. Alright, I'm in a vulnerable position. I decide to reset myself. Try to get myself to a better position.
Yeah. Try
By
to
flying. By flying.
flying back.
Yeah, flying backwards.
You fly backwards and narrowly avoid the first few slashes. One manages to graze your clothes, but it like cuts through a few of the fabric. It doesn't hit skin.
Alright, well, while he
Oh,
dodges
Nixxie-
backwards.
Nixxie just yells, "I'm beating you for falling for that Elpis after this is over."
Atheno is just like smirking, like looks at Elpis, and he just remembers the like the advice that Nixxie gave Kylian of, you know, hey, aim for where he's going, and he just like decides to circle around where Elpis is and just like trying to peer at his backside.
Yeah. With him already on the Elpis already on the backing up defensive, you decide to rush forward, attempting to get behind his halberd and himself.
As I look at this, I decide that I'm going to slow down, plant my feet, and see where he's gonna attack.
You slow down and calm yourself and know that he's coming at you and attempting to get behind you from your right side.
I feint him on the right and then go for the left.
You try to parry Athenos's block as you fall for his feint, and he manages to, using the strafing he practiced in the beginning, strafes over and aims for your left side.
I decide to strafe to my right side?
Yeah.
I decide to strafe to my right side.
With quick thinking,
And then hit him in the back.
With quick thinking, you manage to barely strafe to the right, dodging his blade and swing your halberd towards his back.
I quickly spin on my heel and then just block it with both my daggers.
Yeah. You spin around 180, catching that catching the halberd with both your blades as like sparks fly and you get tossed over. As Elpis continues basically doing like a spin with his blade.
Alright, I decide to try to go under him and kick him.
You dashed. What do you mean? What? You launched him
What?
like away from
Like-
you.
Oh, okay, I was about to say. Okay. Continue.
Where do you think I was?
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Well, because Elpis is considering just like hitting me, I decide, like, or kicking me rather, I just decide to like roll to the side and then like stab him like at the leg.
As his halberd pushes you away with your daggers, you manage to like almost like limbo underneath the halberd, roll forward, and now you're behind him. You attempt to slash at his back.
I decide to see if I can quickly parry it.
You are way too overextended, and although you try to parry it, it's not enough thanks to the weight of your halberd, and he ends up just slashing him, connecting with your back. As he slashes your back, once again Nixxie calls time, and she says that was all she needed to see once again. You both meet up with her. She hands you a lesser healing potion. You drink it. She then looks at you both and says, looks at Elpis and says, "That wasn't bad. You did a lot better than Kylian. I like how you actually played around his range and didn't just stand there and let yourself get hit. If anything, you overextend yourself too much on your slashes. If you put too much weight into your heavy-handed, very top-heavy weapon, you're gonna end up overextending yourself, and if you miss once, it's a free opening for your opponent."
Understand.
She then slaps you firmly across the face for falling for Think Fast, of all things. You go rolling across the floor a couple times as you land face first in the gravel.
I'll be honest, I did not think that one would work.
She looks at you and says, "Meanwhile, for you," she said, looking at you with like an almost weird glare. She then shrugs and says, "Fair enough. Anything's legal in war." He says, "I hand it to you. It worked. Took advantage of the fact that that Elpis is a dumbass." He says, however, she says, one thing you probably shouldn't do is overestimate your feints. Just because you succeeded in feinting on your opponent doesn't necessarily mean they fell for it. There's such thing as a feint, where you can feign out a feint. He says, just because your opponent member, and also remember, he says, not everything on your opponent's face isn't always how they feel. Your opponent can look surprised, but in reality they have something to counter you and just want to see you attempt to overextend yourself.
Athanos just nods and says, "Yes, ma'am."
She nods and says, "At least you actually listen, like to these two fucks over here."
I'm genuinely curious as to what your strategies were, Elpis and Jamal. Like, it's like you guys don't use what you learned. This is wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like doing basic, listening, trying to figure out how the opponent works,
Yeah.
functions.
She looks
all
at
that.
Athanos and kind of says, "I've only been training you for an hour, for like 2 hours, and they're already better than these two idiots."
I had to work to get to where I started, I say, looking at Elpis and Kylian.
She nods and says, "Well, some
I'm in
people
my
are
mind.
just
I'm
better
like,
than
gee,
others."
I wonder why.
She
And
looks-
I'm like, gee, I wonder why.
She looks at Athanos and says, "Well, I suppose that's fair." She then tells you all that it's around noon, and so she something to drink, and you all drink some water. Only Athanos gets the water. You get lukewarm water.
Let's go! The best kind of water for training.
She then says, "All right, so I've now seen what you can do with the daggers. Now we're going to go over a couple other things." She says that unfortunately, because of the master class, I can't really go over with you what the other two have learned. However, she says that I think for the importance of future days, I guess I do need to go over with you magic dispelment. And I guess the other two can participate as well. Actually, yes. That way I don't have to exhaust my mana pool. I can make these two idiots do it.
Huh?
Magic dispelment? Athanos would say curiously.
She says yes.
Oh, wait.
She says...
Oh, Dread, you're gonna love this.
She says, "Do you know any projectile spells?" She says.
Quite a few, yes.
She says, "Alright." She backs up a bit and says, "Throw one at me."
I charge up... oh, fuck it, I charge up Ray of Doom.
Wanting to go all out, you begin charging Ray of Doom, and you shoot at her, and she says, "Wait, that's not." She looks at you and says, "That's not what I." And then she shoots Ray of Doom at you. She sighs, and then she sighs and says, "I didn't mean super tier." Before casting, she says, "Not, I didn't mean super tier." Before casting the super tier Earth spell, Greater Avalanche, to cancel it out. She then looks at you and says, "I meant greater or something, not super." She slams her pulling on the ground and says, "Even my weapon isn't powerful enough to complete a spell of super tier spell."
Athanos looks just like kind of sheepish as he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't specify."
She sighs, and you both expect her to like kick him for it, but she kind of just says, "I suppose I didn't specify."
What the frick? Okay, this is just favoritism.
She looks at you and says, "Do you still have enough mana for like a greater spell?"
Athanos nods.
He says, "Alright, do that one."
I tell Kylian, well, he is the president. I don't think you want to kill a figurehead.
Athanos does Hand of the Void instead and shoots it at Nixxie.
You activate Hand of the Void, and the tentacles go launching at her. Readying her polearm, the 3 tentacles go at her, and she slashes faster than you can see, and the 3 tentacles disappear. She looks at you and says, "Although it may look like I just attacked your tentacles," she says, "in reality, what magic dispelment does is it locates the part of a spell that connects it to your mana pool. It then cuts that connection, and when you're no longer connected to your spell, it just dissipated." She says, "I already taught these two idiots how to do it earlier, but it's an important skill to know in fighting against a mage, even if you can use magic yourself."
So you're going to be teaching me then how to figure out where the points are and the magical points and spells and figure out how to
says,
disable
yes.
them?
Generally, it's in the middle of it. You can't go wrong if you aim for the middle. She then looks at you and says, "Alright, you try." She activates the greater spell Avalanche, and 5 stone balls come shooting at you.
Athanos, following the advice, I'm guessing I would use my daggers for this. He then slices like through the middle of the boulders, or he tries to rather.
As the boulders approach, you slash through and manage to cut through 3, and you kind of feel what it feels like to cut through the daggers. You sever the connection. The spells just kind of literally dissipate into mana. However, you miss the other 2 as they slam into you, slightly bruising you. She looks at you and says, okay, not bad. You definitely understand how it works. She says, that's what really matters. She says, you understand kind of how it's supposed to feel like.
Alright, that was certainly... This is very useful, I can see. I have a question, actually, before I ask, and then Athenos turns to Elpis and Kylian. If you two could do this, then why didn't you do it to me when we fought?
We did.
I thought we did.
They
No,
did.
Definitely
They did.
Oh, they did?
We definitely did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I genuinely did not recall them doing it, and
Yeah, you
that
did.
surprised me. Okay.
Yeah, we
It's
did.
using what Nixxie said. We did this.
Yeah, we kind of used what Nixxie said
Yeah.
against you.
You did it sparingly, I must admit.
Yeah.
It was very...
Yeah. She then looks at Athenos and then smiles and says, alright, well, since you know how it works, time for the next level. She casts this then activates a spell one that you are quite familiar with, as Geomancy appears behind her. She then points towards you and says, let's see how many you can dispel before you get overwhelmed. And dozens of rock bullets begin launching at you.
Well, I mean, I assume I would have, much greater, experience and knowledge with this spell, as it's, my only earth spell, right?
Yeah.
So, if I ever use it, I know how it works. And now I know, hey, I can slash the projectiles. Recalling on a moment where probably I think Jamal, or, either Jamal or Elpis,
I
slashed,
through some of them.
You cut through some of them, so just, picturing that, I do the same thing.
Having a much easier time doing so, especially because you have faster and smaller weapons. You've been rapidly cutting through the bullets. Nixxie's eyes actually widen slightly as she's surprised you've actually survived for so long. You managed to last 10 whole seconds with dozens of bullets being shot at you, before eventually getting overwhelmed as one manages to sneak past and hit you in the chest. A few more land into you as you get fall backwards, and she starts shooting and cancels the spell. She looks at you and is genuinely surprised, saying, I didn't think you'd last 10 seconds. You managed to cut through, like 50 of them.
Geomancy is my only earth spell.
She looks at you and says, oh, you can use earth magic.
Catalyst.
She says, interesting. He kind of nods before letting you get yourself up. She says, well, you clearly understand how it works. Not much more else I need to show you. I'm surprised you managed to pick it up so fast. It took these idiots like an hour.
Athenos just surprised, slowly turns towards Kylian and Elpis.
It took Kylian an hour to learn it.
You were a part of that, in all fairness.
Who were the ones? You barely could have struck down one meteor. I don't want to hear it.
She says, oh yeah, they had to cut down meteors. She then looks at Athenos and smiles evilly, says, would you like to try?
Honestly, Athenos is just he hasn't really particularly been, too challenged yet, so I guess he agrees.
With the fucking prideful narcissist you are, you agree to do it. Then raises her hand into the sky and casts the super tiered earth spell, Meteor Falls. Meteors then falling from the sky, and she says, let's see how many you can dispel before you get tired. She says, also don't let any hit the ground, because they'll explode.
His eyes just widening in understanding. He slightly bows, like a little bit of a kowtow towards Nixxie before just jumping up and flying and starting to trying to refine the techniques from when he was slicing Geomancy.
You know that the meteors are much bigger, and so it takes more difficult to cut through them. You fly up to one and basically almost like a torpedo. You try to fly through the center of the meteor, cutting through it with your daggers. And the first time you try this, you just end up slamming straight into the meteor and injuring yourself. But it's the third time, and second time as well, or the third time you manage to succeed and cut into the dagger, into the meteor and explode it from the inside. You do this, and you manage to dispel 8 of them before you start to get exhausted and one gets close to hitting the ground. Before it hits
Can I help out?
No. Before it hits the ground,
Oh.
she shoots a stone lance at the meteor, destroying it. She then cancels the spell and Meteor Falls ends. You land to the ground and she says, so how is that? She says, admittedly, you're going to have a much harder time dispelling those larger spells. She says, smaller attacks that are more that's more like quantity over quality, like Geomancy, you'll probably have an easier time dispelling. But larger qualitative spells like that, these two will probably have an easier time dispelling.
I figured I suppose you could say I've gathered that I found a method. It's sort of like cutting through Leviathan. These two would know what I mean.
She nods and says, interesting. She doesn't elaborate more on how she's thinking, but she says, alright, so now the idea how to dispel magic, she says, it's around 12:30. She says, we're going to do, since it's been a bit, we're going to do a bit more general practicing. For the next 30 minutes, you all practice swinging your weapons and fighting. She doesn't do much, and she doesn't do much, but just watches you guys. You practice attacking dummies, slashing, doing a few small mock battles. 45 minutes pass, and it's now 1:15. There's 45 minutes left, and she says, alright, so for the final part of this day, we're going to head out to the fields. Well, I guess, plains.
Never a good
no.
sign.
Athenos doesn't
picking cotton
give
again.
Athenos doesn't. Okay. Athenos doesn't give a response because he's just fucking like a dead man walking at this point. But he follows along them.
I'm just.
Oh yeah, me and Elpis are like not exhausted at all.
Yeah, no, I've been doing everything.
Yeah, Athos
like
does
as
do more or
usual.
less everything.
To be fair, he is kind of behind.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I'm
man,
doing
catch
better
up.
than you.
Yeah, but you had to catch up.
No, yeah, you had like. I mean, yeah, you're where we are, if not even more. But like in terms of Nixxie's training, you are pretty much behind a bit.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know, I just need I need to get better.
Yeah.
You're right.
After you finish training, you all fly over to the gate as she speeds on over. Of course, like expected, she gets there before you, and she like signaturely asks you all what took you so long.
Dread.
Kylian.
She just laughs devilishly, and you all head out to the plains. Once you reach
Yeah, Athenos just slowly blinks in response.
yeah. Once you reach the plains,
You just fell out of it.
she says, alright, so we're going to... She then looks at Athenos and says, well, we can either do one of two things. Either one, all three of you can do a mock battle against a really high-level summon. I can kind of gauge where you're at right now. Or Athenos, you can try it alone, which will be much more difficult. However, if you succeed, you'll get a special little reward at the end. That may or may not involve extreme harm of the two people behind you.
Hey, Athnos.
We should work
don't wanna do
together.
that. We should honestly work together.
Cooperation is what makes us
Athenos slowly turns to look at the two idiots before slowly looking back and just nodding once, imploring to himself.
Nixxie just smiles.
No!
Nixxie just smiles and kind of just says, I knew I liked you. She then walks away and activates the super summoning spell for Earth and summons the So it summons the super tier summon Terra Steel. A massive metallic amalgamation that seems to be composed of multiple powerful metal parts appears. The center of the summon is a pure steel core that appears to be imbued with earth magic. About a dozen steel spikes orbit the core that can be used as weapons. He tells you this is a Terra Steel. She says the summon will last for 5 minutes, and the way to defeat it is to basically destroy its core in the center. She looks at you and says it attacks quickly with its multiple metal spears and metal attacks, which is great for you because it can help you learn how to dodge onslaughts from all different angles, because after all, the point of the daggers are to be agile and quick. She says you can't use magic or skills and only have to rely on your natural speed, strength, and daggers. Your goal is to destroy the Terra Steel within 5 minutes and also not die.
So, anything aside from my own magic and skills are fair game?
She nods.
Athenos just like
Good luck.
smirks wickedly.
You know, I just say good luck to Athnos.
The two are sitting behind a tree and enjoying the easy day as they eat popcorn while watching, but also hoping he loses so they don't get severely beaten.
Dude, Athenos is like gonna put in the hours, I hope you know. He's gonna strain himself for this.
The Terra Steel
Alright.
gets metal spears at you.
Okay, so whipping out the daggers, I start like I just see like I'm trying to like find a pattern in how it like fights me with the spikes, just trying to like parry and counter.
You
far.
run towards the Terra Steel as you parry its blades, and note that it's basically trying to hit you from all angles. You're trying to just basically overwhelm you so you can't block all the spikes.
Okay, in that case, I decide to run up to the terrace steel while it's attacking me.
You continue to run towards the terrace steel and while still blocking its. However, it gets harder to block them as you get closer to it.
Okay, so I decide to leap up with what leg strength I have, and then just like try and like twist the spikes to hit the terrace, like its own weapons against it, essentially.
By grabbing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I put away my daggers
Yeah,
for it.
putting away your daggers, you jump into the sky and manage to grab onto one of the blades. It's kind of sharp, and you slightly cut your hand, but it's only like a minor flesh wound. You note that likely means that the entire spear / spike is sharp. You throw it back to the terrace steel, and it's forced to block it with one of its own spikes. It regains control of it soon after.
Okay. So like what? I'm assuming I can fly, right? Obviously.
Yes.
Okay, so I decide to fly up into the air, and then just like try and could I land on it? Like, is it still like spiked up at the top?
It's surrounded by a core surrounded by spikes.
A core surrounded by spikes. Okay, so then that's probably not going to go too well. But
I
I'll just like.
I don't mean the core has spikes attached to it, but imagine like a floating core surrounded by floating spikes.
Okay, all right. Something can be done there. So I decide to like using my daggers for this. I like try and cut one of the spikes that's just like being launched at me.
A spike that's launched at you and try to cut through it. However, the metal is incredibly durable, and you just parry it instead of cutting through it.
Okay, so then I'm probably only going to be able to beat it by using its own weapons. Then I'm assuming.
We'll see.
So, well, that's a method, I guess. It's gonna be difficult to do, but I fly around it to see like if there are any weak points, like if I can.
You try to fly around it, but note that the entire core is perfectly surrounded by spears from every angle.
Okay, in that point, it's probably better for me to fly above it, because at least then I'd have room to maneuver. So I go up above it, and I try and replicate the same strategy I had before, of just like trying to grab at it and then like swinging it down towards the core from above.
It throws its spears at you, and you parry a few, grabbing a few, throwing at it. It manages to block them, and after maybe 30 seconds of this, it throws multiple at you. You manage to parry them, and a small opening opens up where you might be able to hit its core.
I decide to. So could I fly down there and like hit it at it, or would it not take too? I decide to fly down, like putting away one of my daggers. I decide to like try and grab a spike and then send that at the opening, like quickly.
Grabbing one of the spikes, you pick it up and throw it at the opening. It manages to barely get through and hits the core, and pierces into it, damaging it. The beast seems to like falter for a bit as a few spears fall into the ground. Nixxie then tells you that the more you damage the terrace steel's core, the less spears it can control at once.
Oh, that's really good for me then. Yeah, that's gonna be. All right, so yeah, I guess I'm going to try the similar strategy of just like letting it sort of like attack at me and then like look for small openings that I can use its own weapons against it with.
Using this strategy, you manage to continue hitting its core barely, and you manage to get 40% of its spears completely disabled. However, Nixxie tells you only have 1:30 left.
Okay, since this is clearly, it's working, but it's not going to be working fast enough, I decide I'm going to whip out my other dagger, and I'm going to
Fred, if you lose, you a bitch!
You hear Elpis in the background.
Invigorated by the power of spite, I decide, the adrenaline rushing through my veins, I decide I'm going to repeat the strategy I have done this far. However, I'm going to switch it up by, instead of like throwing a spear into the core, I'm going to like dash as fast as I possibly can, straining myself to like hit the core with both the daggers.
As an opening opens up once again thanks to its decreased amount of spears, you dash down, narrowly dodging the spear as one whizzes past and slightly cuts your face, nicks it. However, you manage to get past the daggers and are now on the core. Landing on the core, you begin slashing at it with your daggers as more and more of the spears fall. However, you know that the spears then invert towards you and begin...
Oh god.
And all attack you at once.
Can I just let?
You're about to be impaled from all angles. Yeah.
Can I?
Okay, so I decide to like quickly look around to see if I can just like sort of fly through a small opening
Yeah.
to like let it impale
You've managed to
itself.
disable about 75% of the spears, so you easily find an opening and barely get out as the spears try to all stab where you are.
It didn't like stab at the core though.
No.
Right.
No, it
It
wouldn't.
just like barely.
Yeah, it's not going to stab its own core. It knows better.
All right. Okay.
Nixxie then
That's
yells, 1
unfortunate.
minute.
Come on,
Okay.
man, you got this.
Well, I
You want-
mean, good
you
news.
want
You
a
him,
fucking
you
president.
want him to win?
It's called motivation.
Okay, but what you know what happens if he wins, right?
Yeah, but then
If
again,
he wins, you
he
get
is a
hit
president.
twice.
He's gonna look. And
You
again,
think-
he could just tell him that he lost to a summon. I mean, that'll look really good when you're running for president.
Okay,
man.
but also if he wins, he also gets to let Nixxie like kick the shit out of you.
I mean, there's also the thing
that's
that
happened
like.
way too many times.
Oh, I get it. Elpis wants it to happen. That makes sense.
I mean, okay, you also have to like consider how well he's
What?
doing. I would love to see Jamal do this well. I would love that.
Oh no, Jamal will absolutely.
Jamal has no attack skills. Well, no, not skills, but no attack capabilities. Like he sucks.
I have
Okay.
magic. That's pretty much it.
Well, okay, back to the roleplay. So, it's all the spears are still like inverted. They're still pointing like at the core, right?
Yes.
So that means that nothing is pointed at me or like it's coming at me right
Not
now at
yet.
this moment.
Yeah. Not. This
Okay.
moment.
In that case, I'm going to take advantage of like while the spears are moving around, I'm gonna like try and find another little slim opening and then just like repeat because it's gonna take time to turn it around. Like even if it doesn't,
Yeah.
you know.
It begins to flip its blades back towards you as you begin to approach. It starts to throw more at you, but you manage to dodge thanks to it only having 24% of its spears left, and you manage to get through. You attack its core a few more times, and at this point it doesn't really have any more spears left to fight you that you can that you can't just parry. And you attacking the core once more, the Terra Steel explodes into magical energy.
Woo!
Nixxie,
Athenos just like collapses on the ground.
you fall on the ground
I just
completely
clapped.
exhausted, and she hands you a vitality potion, so this should help regain your stamina and energy.
He like hastily chugs it down with like the wrath of the gods.
You feel it, you feel it, your fatigue slowly subsiding. She then looks at you and says, "It wasn't bad." And it took these two people to barely take down one of these guys. So.
Athenos just he holds a thumbs up.
Putting a thumbs up while still on the ground. She then says, "Well, you better hurry up and get up. I don't got time for slackers."
He uses his daggers to just like get a better grip as he like hoists himself in the air, feeling like more revitalized.
Yeah. She then looks at you and says, "All right, time for your little reward." She looks at smiles evilly at the other two. She then looks at you and says,
I'm just there accepting it.
She looks at you and says, you can either get one of two rewards actually. Either one, I can give you something really cool, or two, you can decide one spot on their bodies that I can punch them incredibly hard in.
You can get a nice like maybe some kind of like amulet or something, some like keychain. That'd be pretty cool.
What to choose? Do I want to have like Jamal punched in the dick, or do I want a keychain?
I already was. I beg of you. I'm on my knees.
Do I want Jamal or Elpis to be nailed in the crotch,
Oh, it's
or do
both
I
of
want
them.
a cool item? Oh, it's both of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, I've already accepted my fate, but then the reward could help you in the future.
You know, despite
It'd be a
Athenos,
surprise too. I could help you later.
despite Athenos being heavily tempted, after Elpis is talking so much shit earlier, he decides to. I'll go for the reward from you, please.
She looks surprised and says, "Really?"
Their pain is temporary. This is going to be much longer.
He says, "I can make it not temporary."
He briefly reconsiders and shakes his head.
You can steal one of their organs.
She's like, I can harvest their kidneys if you want. She's like, oh, I mean, okay, if you want the reward. She looks at you and says, she reaches into her, like, a satchel she's been carrying, and she kind of is skimming through it, and she pulls out this big book. She says, when I was working as the Drow Elf commander and leader of the armed forces, there was this character who, name doesn't matter. He was this big, like, criminal. He liked sabotaging people and, like, attacking people when they were mining and stealing their ores and selling them on the black market. It was a real pain in my ass because whenever I got close to fighting him, he'd always cast Shadow Step and get away. It took a while for me to find his stupid ass and finally catch him, and, you know. She gets lost in thought a bit before saying, you need to worry about what happened to him. She just smiles evilly and kind of whispers to herself, saying, let's just say that, I didn't necessarily follow the laws of the Drow Elf Court. She then smiles to herself, reliving whatever horrendous torture you assume that she put that criminal to.
Yeah, that poor soul.
She then nods and pulls it from the satchel and says, he had this on him, and I went ahead and personally confiscated everything he owned and sold his clothes on the black market, just as kind of a little token of appreciation for the shit he put me through. I also killed his family.
Oh.
She then says, I'm joking. Jeez.
Yeah, Athenos like slightly woke up at that one, just like, wait, what?
She says, I'm joking. Anyways, yeah, so I took his belongings. I found this off of him, and I had no use for it, and I considered selling it, but I don't know, didn't feel like it. She then hands you a book, and you read the title of the book, and she says, this book contains not only the greater, but all these super dark spells.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
You've acquired the Mage's Guide to Dark.
That's a pretty good reward.
Especially since he can't enter Salunat.
She then walks up to Kylian and Elpis and kicks them both in the gut anyway, saying, that wasn't his reward, I just felt like doing it.
God damn it!
She then smirks at both of you and says, was the reward just a way to get you two off your guard? Maybe.
You know, I should know better when I'm around you. A lot better. Especially since you've trained me for how long?
She then smiles and
3 days.
says, she then smiles and snickers a bit.
I just put
then
another
looks at
note in my
Dread
head.
and walks
Never
up.
drop
Then looks at Athenos, kind of
around Nixxie.
pats him very roughly on the back because her physical strength is like much stronger than yours. And says, you didn't do bad. You had 30 seconds left, which is 29 seconds more than these two ended up with.
Wow, that was not a particularly hard entity to fight. I mean, I was very tired when I took out the strategy of using its weapons against it.
She nods. So yes, it was quite crafty, I admit. You two look at Nixxie giving Athenos like genuine, like decent compliments, and are like, "What the fuck is this?"
I just chalk it up to the fact that he's the president or going to be the president.
Athenos and Nixxie like friendship arc. 7 seasons in. Let's go.
Just hire Nixxie. Honestly, just hire Nixxie at that point.
I don't think you'd want that though, because that means she'd be everywhere and whenever you went to visit Dread. Like, actually, no, your masochistic ass would love that. What am I saying?
No, you're right. You're 100% right. What?
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
What? Anyways, there's about 15 minutes left in the day, and she says, "Well, that wasn't bad." She says, "We were a bit ahead on time because I honestly didn't think you'd finish half your training so quickly." She says to Athenos. She says, "So, I'll let you guys leave early, for now." She says. She says, "Now that Athenos is mostly caught up, the rest of the day should involve more difficult training. He says, we're looking at Kylian and Elpis. He says, I hope you two haven't gotten used to the easy day you had today.
I got injured twice today. There's no need for
Meanwhile,
more.
Athanos is just like looking on, just like it looks like he can't even wait for more of this fucking.
I'm just contemplating life.
Devilish training.
Why am I still here? Just to
Just
suffer.
to suffer. Every day I can't.
I face when
Every day I-
Elpis and Jamal don't like learn from their mistakes. Like this is wild.
Yeah. You then all head out as Nixxie returns to the training field. It's now 2 p.m. and you can do something else. You all three are just kind of standing there in the plains.
Right. Well, while we're standing there, I decide to do some light stretching while these two do whatever they want.
You start stretching.
I want to practice a little bit more on my spear.
Okay.
Basically heading to the training grounds again.
You tell them all both that you're gonna go practice with the spear for a bit and head over to the training field. It's not just Athanos and Kylian.
I feel like you should be the one going to join him.
Yeah, I guess I will. I take leave and join
You take
Elpis.
off and head over to the training field. It's not Athanos by himself.
While those two fuckers do that, I'm gonna be opening the Mage's Guide to Dark Magic. Let's see what cool spells I can learn.
Yeah. You open up the Mage's Guide to Dark, and finally you get to experience the Dark Spell, the super tiered Dark Spells. You open up the Dark Spell book and remember a few things Lexi told you about some of the Dark Spells, but you're excited to finally learn some more. With your mana pool, you should be able to. You're only able to use one, actually two, depending on which one you pick. The list goes as. The first one that catches your eye is, of course, the super tier weapon, the Dark Spell Kenos. You haven't learned the greater tier. There is the super tier. And there's Void Shotgun, Pitch Black, Ray of Doom, which you already know, Moonlight Gift, True Dark, and Greater Demonic Pact.
Okay, so I mean, I already have.
You already have Ray of Doom, yeah.
Yeah, I already have Ray of Doom. I have the Demonic Pact, so I mean, I don't really need the greater version right now. What does Pitch Black do? What about that one?
The user imbues everything within an area of themselves with dark magic, creating a field 10 meters high, 20 meters with a radius of 20 meters that blocks out all light. Only the user can see in this field without some form of illumination.
Ooh, okay, that sounds very useful, honestly. Let's try and learn that one.
You also
Even
know
though
that
I probably
it's rather cheap for only 500 mana.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that works. Let's do it.
You spend about 3 hours in that field, practicing extensively, until you eventually cast the, and manage to succeed in casting the super tier dark spell Pitch Black. Immediately, a massive dome 10 meters tall with a radius of 20 meters appears around you. You yourself feel no change. The only thing that changes for your vision is everything seems a bit duller and grayer, but in terms of actual like vision, nothing seems out of the ordinary. However, you assume that if anyone else entered it, they would literally just be staring into blackness.
Yeah, probably. Oh, by the way, Connor, you copied my spell incorrectly. The description is like cut off.
Scroll down.
Oh, okay. I'm so. Okay, never mind.
Dread.
I promise I'm smart. I'm
Dread.
smarter than
I
these
copy
two.
and pasted his spell into a spell document, and half of the description got put into a different page, and he was like, "Oh, it got cut off."
I was scrolled really high. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you have about
Anyways.
700 mana left, and it's about 5 p.m.
100 mana left. I can probably learn. I guess like another greater dark spell or something.
Okay, another greater dark spell, sure. You go through the greater dark spells, and from the ones you already know, Hand of the Void, Shadow Walk, Void Rain, Darklands, Demonic Pact. Okay. You open up the greater section now of the book, and go through the dark spells. First one, Kenos, greater tier, Field of Dark, Ball of Shadows, Black Beam, Void Shower, and Void Shower, the ones you don't know.
Okay, so Black Beam, Void Shower. I mean, I already have Void Rain. Void Shower is probably like slightly different, I assume. So, What about Black Beam? What about that?
Black beam. The user fires a concentrated beam of darkness in the direction they're aiming in.
Okay, so basically it's
Lesser
it's like
version of Ray of Doom.
a Ray of Doom. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That could be useful, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll learn that for like for short sister
Yeah.
situations. Yeah.
I spent the next 30 minutes until 5:30 and successfully learned the greater dark spell Black Beam. A large black beam of darkness shoots from your hand and explodes a tree nearby.
All right, let's go.
You now have like 550 mana left.
550 mana. I mean, I don't assume that would be much to learn. Well, I mean, I could learn just like one more spell and then like Greater Dark.
The ones that follow are Kenos, Greater Tier, Field of Dark, Ball of Shadows, and Void Shower.
Let's learn Kenos. Let's learn that.
Deciding to finally take a peek at the dark weapon, you note Kenos. The user creates a scythe made of void to wield. When the user slashes without hitting anything, a spinning magic scythe is launched in the direction of the slash. The user can also spin the scythe to use as a magic shield.
Alright, so basically a scythe is a weapon. Shut up, Jamal! Holy hell! You chose light magic. You chose this path. Alright. Okay. You're over there training? Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna be learning Kenos with my great friend and voice in my head, Connor Sylvius. Okay.
You spend the next 30 minutes until 6 learning Kenos. You activate Kenos and a large void scythe appears in your hand, and you like twirl it around for a bit. You slash the air to experience it and shoot its rotating scythe slashes that fly forward and cutting through grass and bushes. You can also spin it to create a magic shield. You've messed around with it for a few minutes before it disappears.
Okay, so from what I've learned and from my messing around, it's basically cutting power that doubles as like a defensive weapon if used properly. So, okay. It's occurred to me that it would probably be wise to like spend some time every now and again, just like training with the magic weapons, obviously. With the spells and all that. That might be wise. I bet these two haven't even thought of that.
No, Jamal has never used Vanguard before. Actually, used it once, and it's never.
No, I have.
You used it twice.
All right.
You've used RENA twice.
I thought it was 3.
No, twice.
Seriously?
Yes.
Twice?
Yes.
Okay, how much mana do I have with left?
Like 350.
Okay, I'll spend the rest of my time practicing Greater Kaminari.
For how long? Well, I mean, the spell lasts.
Well, rest of the time. Like 3 minutes. We'll get some time in.
You use the rest of your magic to practice with Kaminari. It's now like 6:10. In the meantime, what are you the other two doing? How long do you want to practice your spear for?
I'm just mostly practicing how to like properly kind of parry with the halberd. Also,
I
use
don't
it
care
properly.
what you're doing. I'm asking you how long you're doing it for.
Oh, how long? Oh, okay. I think of maybe an hour or two, and then practice with other things.
That's way too long of a time difference.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
1 hour or 2 hours?
How long? Yeah, 1 hour.
Practice with an hour with your spear until eventually 3 o'clock hits. Meanwhile, Kylian.
Me, on the other hand, I came here to join him in practicing my spear. I might as well do it too.
So you also practice for an hour. You both practice the spear for an hour until it's around 3. You guys now can do something else.
Alright, I'm gonna pop open my book. Time to pop open the books.
You have a few books. That does not...
What's the doors?
I'm just gonna...
I love how I immediately knew
not
what
light
to do
magic,
with my...
wind magic.
The Mage's Guide to Win?
Yep.
Okay.
And go to the... and finish up the greater magic spells.
Okay. Kylian, so Elpis plans on learning wind magic. What are you gonna do? Jamal.
Just love to point out how like I had a set of goals after like getting the dark magic spell book, and then meanwhile Jamal is just like, I practice with my spear for an hour.
Okay, well, since Jamal isn't
I-
replying, I'm
I
just gonna
s-
go ahead and continue with Elpis.
No, I'm
so
talking about parachute set.
I don't care. Anyways, you go through the greater spells for air. The ones you do know, thrust, repulsion, Ariana, and tornado. The ones you don't know include storm, fly, which is pretty useless for you, cyclone
Yeah.
step, twin aerial blades, let the wind guide me, gale explosion, and aura
No.
of the skies.
Twin aerial blades.
Twin aerial blades. Mana cost 160. Why is the range above the mana? Who the fuck? Okay. That's not how formatting works, guys. Anyway, twin aerial blades. Mana cost 160. The user slashes both of their hands in an X pattern, shooting out a large X blade made of air. The blade can cut through most non-magic objects and weaker metals. A sudden memory comes back to you as you remember that that one of the mage in Galavan's party was the one who used the spell against the Lackeries you fought.
Alright. I decide to try it.
You spend the next 30 minutes and manage to cast twin aerial blades. You shoot an X blade of air out from your hand and manage to and it cuts straight through a dummy, cutting it straight into 4 pieces.
Okay.
Would you like to learn
Well, I gotta be
another
careful
spell?
with that one. Yep.
Okay. The other spells include that you haven't learned yet: Storm, Fly, Cyclone Step, Let the Wind Guide Me, Gale Explosion, and Aura of the Skies.
Wait, aura what?
Of the Skies.
Aura of the sky.
Yeah. The user coats themselves in a twirling aura of wind. This aura blocks magic attacks incredibly well, but barely blocks physical attacks. While the aura is active, the user has heightened physical mobility.
Try it out.
You activate the spell. You cast the spell Aura of the Skies. It takes 30 minutes to learn, which just means it's now 4. Eventually you succeed and cast the spell Aura of the Skies. A large light green aura of wind surrounds you, and you can feel that as you try to swing your arms around, you move a bit fast. You move faster than you were, and you can also kind of feel yourself becoming more magically defensive. It's now 4. You can learn another one if you want.
I'll learn another one.
There's Gale Explosion, Let the Wind Guide Me, Cyclone Step, Fly, and Storm.
Let the wind guide me.
The user's ears, nose, and eyes become enhanced with wind magic, greatly increasing their sensitivity. Do you want to learn it or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think you might have cut out.
Did you not hear what I said?
Oh no, I think I heard like part of it, and then you just cut out.
Okay, well.
But I got the gist of it. So.
You spent another 30 minutes until 4:30 learning Let the Wind Guide Me. You feel your eyes, nose, and ears become enhanced with wind magic. Once the spell is active, you know that you can hear much more clearly and much farther away. Being able to hear the conversations of soldiers you were only able to hear murmurings from. You also are able to see maybe twice as far as you were being able to make out more details of places farther away from you. And you're also able to pick up more smells, mainly at this point dirt and whatnot.
Another one. I'm gonna learn all of them.
There's other ones include there are Gale Explosion, Cyclone Step, and Fly and Storm.
Storm.
The user rapidly shoots 5 concentrated air bullets from their palm that travel in the direction the user is aiming in. You spend until 5 learning Storm. After 30 minutes, you manage to cast it and shoot 5 concentrated air bullets, completely destroying a dummy nearby. You should have enough mana to learn the rest. 180 plus 160 is 340, plus 190 is 530, plus twin aerial blades is 690. Okay, so you spent 700 roughly. So yeah, you still have 400 mana left. The spells you haven't learned include Cyclone Step, Fly, and Gale Explosion.
Gale Explosion, and then Step.
Yeah. You cast Gale Explosion. the user shoots a massive ball of whirling wind towards the direction they're aiming in. Upon contact, this ball explodes into a mass of air magic. You learn how to after 30 minutes, around 5:30, you learn how to cast the greater spell Gale Explosion, sorry. Then spend another 30 minutes in basically the last of your mana pool, learning how to cast Cyclone Step, which is the user's feet are covered with swirling wind magic, allowing for them to walk and run much faster, wall jump, and jump higher.
I see.
With basically all your mana depleted, you cast Cyclone Step and can now jump much higher, practice jumping much higher, wall jumping, and whatnot. It's now 6, around the same time as for Dread. Meanwhile, what does Kylian do? It's still 3 for him.
Me thinking to myself that, I think to myself, I'll learn some spells too, you know? It seems like the
Yeah.
trend.
You go over to an
I
empty part of the
open,
arena away from Elpis so you can, like, do your own thing.
realizing that, I still have a few more spells to learn, I can't do a super spell here, can I?
I mean, you have the Mage's Guide to Light, so you could try. Just aim it away, generally speaking.
Okay. I try, what are the super spells for light?
You don't know any, right?
I know one.
Which one? Oh, right.
Radiant Blitz.
You learn Radiant Blitz, yeah. The one are as follows. Prismatica Super Tier, which... How much mana pool do you have again?
I have 745.
745, okay. Of the ones you can cast, you can cast Light of the Stars, Prism Bomb, Crystalline Brilliance, Drop of the Sun.
Blade of the Stars. That sounds cool.
Blight of the Stars. Like
Sure.
BLIGHT. You said
Yeah.
place it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The user summons a 4-pointed triangle star made of light magic behind them. Each point on the star can target an individual or the same target. Sorry. Dual or multiple. That should say multiple targets. Or multiple targets. Each point will shoot a barrage of light rays towards their target. These rays are not completely accurate and can only shoot where the target currently is within a small radius.
Mm-hmm. So it's basically like if you're close, you're gonna instantly get grounded into the ground. You're gonna instantly get punted into the ground.
Kinda.
Okay. Trying to see its power. I try to launch it. Is there anything I can hit that won't cause much damage?
Besides dummies and wooden masts, not particularly.
Is it okay if I shoot at a dummy
Yes.
or like? Okay, I'll just shoot at a dummy.
You spend 3 hours and eventually learn the super tier spell Blight of the Stars. A 4-pointed triangle star appears behind you, and you, after a while, you finally learn it, cast it, and this appears behind you. You order it to shoot like 5 dummies, and each of the points on the triangle star begin launching like almost like a Gatling gun of light rays. Each of them obliterate the dummies in seconds.
Wait, so a super spell takes me 3 hours to learn?
We covered this many times.
Okay. Then, yeah. Okay. Then
He saw me learning super spells for hours and was just like, "Wait, you take hours to learn these?" Or...
Okay. Well, I guess like we just meet up, right?
It's currently 6, yes. For all of you.
Is Elpis here? Oh.
You both finish casting spells, and both Kylian and Elpis meet back up the training field. Meanwhile, Athenos is still in the plains after finishing practicing with Kenneth.
I decide to, while I'm walking over to where Dread is, I decide to open up just to reread the Magic 101 thing. I forgot what it was called.
The
I think Guide to Magic. Yeah, Magic Fundamentals.
Okay, what about it?
Can you like flip to the page? Like
the chapters are what is magic,
yeah.
What are elements, what are catalysts, how to learn magic, raising your mana level, pure magic and magic imbuing, elemental clashes, elemental weaknesses, and laws of magic.
I swear you. Okay, never mind. I thought you said that one of the books had race magic in it.
Yeah. What? I'm not.
I
Gonna,
think it
I'm
might.
not. I'm not gonna elaborate on your stupidity. Figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out myself.
Hey, you should
Alright.
tell the others.
No, fuck you. I'm gonna. Alright, yeah, just.
He's gonna sulk there, not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of that, yeah. Unable to use 5 brain cells to figure out what exactly I was referring to. You struggling.
I'm sorry. It's just like I'm also eating, so I'm just very unfocused at the moment.
It takes so minimal concentration to eat.
Also, there's
he needs
people
all
in
the
my
energy
room.
he can spare.
So I'm also muting in and out. People are also in my room.
That doesn't affect your like thinking though, does it?
It doesn't.
Oh, it does like not much, but it's still annoying.
Well, in theory.
Anyways, yeah.
All right.
You
Can
go
you
through
reread the chapters again?
what is magic? What are elements? What are catalysts? How to learn magic? Raising your mana level? Pure magic and magic imbuing? Elemental clashes? Elemental weaknesses and laws of magic?
All right then. Hold on. All right, let's just keep going. Yeah, I'll figure it out later then.
Putting the book away, not understanding that race magic is a type of element, you end up not realizing where you're supposed to be reading, because I don't
I'm
understand
just looking
you
through my memories
sometimes.
at this point. Hold on.
I don't understand you sometimes.
No one does. I feel like
Race magic is an element, right, Elpis? So where would that be in the what are elements
race.
section?
Yeah. Okay. I know. Thank
That's-
God. Race.
Okay, I'm
elemental magic.
starting
I
to
just-
understand. I'm starting to understand why you did so poorly against Nixxie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's
because
fair.
he's an idiot. I don't. He legitimately can't put 2 and 2 together. Unironically, like. It's
No,
sad.
this is why he and Jamal work together in a duo like Mario and Luigi. They complement.
Yeah, no, literally, it's
They
so
fix each other.
sad. Like listening to someone genuinely unable to put 2 and 2 together hurts me inside.
To be fair, for me, like, I think it was reasonable that it was, obviously the elements one. But I feel like he might have had, like, leeway if it was, like, the learning magic, if he thought it was, like, a different type, not even, like, elemental magic.
Why
No,
would it
it's
be a
not.
different type?
Why?
Well, it's not, but I'm saying, like,
No, he didn't.
there was only, like, so many options that it made sense.
No.
I'm not sure why
Anyways.
you're trying to justify this.
I don't know either.
I'm trying to help Elpis out here.
You're
Just
not.
don't justify it. I'm a dumbass. Just keep going.
Anyways, you put the book away, not learning anything, because you genuinely make me hurt. You then go up to Kylian, who's also finished practicing magic.
Hello.
Practicing magic.
Also, do you have mana, Elpis?
I don't think I do.
He burned
think-
through most of it.
I mean, not. Yeah, I burned through most of it.
Okay. I mean, the training is done, and like we only got a few more things to do. I'm probably gonna go buy some flowers for alchemy.
You guys
Or
don't
not
even fucking meet up with me again. Screw
I
you.
said I was gonna meet up with you.
Did he?
But you're in
Connor,
the
did he
field.
say
Yes, I
that?
did.
No, Connor. I need like an outside source to check. Did he say
He
he was
did.
gonna come
He did,
meet
though.
with me?
I
He
did.
I don't know.
He did.
He
All
did.
right.
So,
I
but like,
try to
you know
get
how I
some.
said you guys need to put one in a lot of time? We haven't even finished the first dance, been an hour 50. I think, are you starting to see my point here on why? I
Yeah.
wanna run
Okay.
on
That's
time?
understandable. Well, meet up with me, guys. Come on.
That's what I'm doing.
All
Hurry the
right.
hell up. I'm gonna try
I
to keep the
mean-
Nixxie training shorter because I don't want to put this into 2 parts.
All right.
So we meet up.
Yes.
We
I
both
don't know,
fly
well-
over to Athenos, who's still in the plains.
Hello there. So that was
Hey,
an experience, I'm gonna guess, with Nixie. How do you like it?
I turn around looking at Kylian. I loved it, frankly. It was great. Glorious, even, dare I say. I don't know
Ooh,
why you
now-
two are so opposed.
Well, I said she was friendly, so I was trying to make you come. So you should thank me for that.
I wouldn't go that far. Personally, I would just say you were onto something. I'll give you that. But that's it.
Well, we, or at least I, have
Meanwhile,
currently learned some
Elpis, step
magic.
on me, mommy.
Okay, Jed wants to get stronger. I'm normal. I don't want to get hurt. Elpis is just a different, situation than the both of us.
What? No, I'm not. What do you mean?
Elpis is a bit sped. Anyway.
Okay, Elpis, that was the most sus no I'm not I've ever heard.
Let's keep
Holy
going.
hell. Yes.
All right. Well,
So what
I'm
is the
probably
Siamese
gonna.
twins going to tell me about?
Do you all want to just meditate or go to bed soon? Perhaps get ready for the next day.
You feel free to do that. I will be on my way, scurrying about the city. You know, I wish to have a story to give to Lena about my times here. You know,
Wishing to further
days.
prolong the first day, you
Yeah.
decide to.
Yeah, dickhead.
Exactly.
He proceeds to walk around aimlessly.
Holy shit.
It's called tourism.
You
Anyways,
can see it tomorrow.
keep
I
going.
feel like we're very close to giving Connor an aneurysm.
Yeah,
Okay,
you did
alright.
that last night.
You know, Elpis, nothing I can do can beat. Hey, can we move this to 9 p.m. EST?
Yeah, no, you can't beat that.
Well, okay, anyways.
That would have given you less time than Dred's first session. Like, Jesus
I
Christ.
feel like that's just that is just
Yeah, we would be
that's
done by now.
base levels.
Go. Yeah, no, we'd literally
I'm not
be
gonna
done
lie, that
by
was
now.
just
That's wild.
me being.
Just keep
Okay,
going.
so
Just keep
basically,
going.
I explored the city for like an hour or so before I go back and
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, I go into
I'm
the
going
city.
back to my door. I'm going to meditate, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep and
Okay.
get something to eat.
To speed this up, can we just say I went to the store, got like 10 of the 4 elements,
Yeah,
10
fuck
of
it. We
like.
can speed this the hell. All right, Elpis goes
Like,
home, meditates. He eats dinner and then meditates for till 11. If he meditates for 5 hours, you raise your mana level to 45. Write that down. Go to sleep. Kylian goes to the flower shop nearby, and we'll say you buy. I don't know how many.
Like 2 of each of the 6.
Okay, you buy two fire, 2 earth, 2 water, 2 air, 2
Electric,
2
and I
electric,
will
and 2
say I didn't get
ice.
ice.
No ice.
Okay, 2 ice. No, actually, let's just do ice.
So you got
Whatever.
5 of each.
And how much do they cost?
So we'll say 5 silver per flower. So 10 times 6. So 60 silver. So it costs 3 gold.
Okay, checking that.
Dread notes. Jamal notes. Hold on. Jamal notes. Bought magic. Bought elf flowers. 2 each. True elements for 3 gold. Cut that down to 87. Okay. Athenos explores the city for an hour and gets more familiar with the city. Nothing too interesting happens. It's around 7 now for you.
Anos returns home, meditates for like 2 hours, and then goes to sleep.
You return home, eat dinner, would meditate for 2 hours till 9, raise your mana level to 15, and go to sleep. Kylian, it's currently around 7 as well after you finish shopping.
Meditate and go to bed.
You meditate for, say, I don't know, fucking 4 hours. Eat dinner, feed Elijah. Meditate for 4 hours, raise your mana level at 35 till 11, you all go to sleep. Time skip. Yeah, time skip. You all wake up around 8 a.m. We can take this a bit. No, just I'll make the Nixxie training shorter. Don't feel like you have to rush too much. I'll let you know when you start pushing things.
Okay.
Alright.
I go
Okay,
downstairs.
I decide to go. Go downstairs, go eat. Wait, isn't Dred staying with me too?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
staying in your room, I'm all sad
Again,
by that, probably.
romantic. What?
You head downstairs along with Dred. You both eat breakfast. Elpis sets off to the training field quickly around 8:10 and heads over there. Meanwhile, Althvihaim.
Athenos, he goes downstairs, eats some breakfast, revitalizes himself a little bit, and then he plans to talk to Kylian about, that alchemy thing.
Uh-huh. You eat dinner. Eat breakfast for until 8:10, and head over to Kylian's inn whilst Elpis sets off to the training field. You meet him, finish just eating breakfast. Fuck, I can't speak.
That's fair.
Hello there.
Ah, greetings. You see, I couldn't help but notice the other day, even though you didn't have any materials, which I assume you've rectified by now, that
Mhm.
you offered to teach me alchemy, and that sounds very, very enticing.
I would like to know he doesn't have anything to prepare said ingredients or an alchemy table.
I have the book, but I do like the enchantment or something or that you
You need.
use to create like.
I mean, yeah, you can
Mhm.
make an alchemy table. I don't know how fucking long that's gonna take you.
Especially since we have training with Nixxie.
Listening to Kylian just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not prepared," even though I offered. Sorry. Athanos just like gives him a dragonoid of infamous dragonborn player, you know.
Wait.
Then
So
he just
like, would I have to
meditates until.
So would I have to like carve it into wood
You have to
make
carve
like?
it yourself. Yes.
Okay.
God.
So I'm gonna that'll be a future thing, not right now. Okay, well let's just go to the training field. Elpis probably already went there.
Yeah. You all go to the training field and all arrive around 8:15. What do you all do?
I meditate.
Just still there meditating.
Kylian.
We I guess yeah, I'll just meditate.
You all meditate for, I will just say, an hour 45, and you all raise your mana levels by 15. Nixxie, then you then are interrupted by Nixxie yelling, saying, "Are you two gonna be sleeping every single time I get here?"
Athanos quickly gets up, his eyes just
Yeah.
like opening. Yes, these two are going to be meditating constantly.
You were a part of this.
You are also a part. Yeah, this is.
I do
I
not
get
know
up- I
these
get
two.
up.
These two are just partners in this matter.
I get up and walk quickly to Nixxie, afraid that she's already counting in her head.
You quickly fly over
I
to
joined
her,
them.
and she like looks at Elpis and says 5.1 seconds and kicks him in the shin.
Athanos strolls on over as well.
She says, "Alright, today's training is gonna be a lot more joint related since I can now more assess what Athanos can do. She said, first thing we're going to be doing, of course, is a 30-minute warm-up." She said, "Instead of strafing, today we're going to practice striking." She orders you all to take out your weapons. You all
Alright.
yeah.
I take out my weapon for the pocket dimension.
I pull out my spear.
You all comply, taking out your weapons. She says, "We're gonna practice striking practice. Because I want you all to strike the air. I want to just test your endurance. Just strike wherever you want. I don't care how you strike, what strikes you do. Just keep attacking the air, as we're gonna do kind of a durability exam, I guess you could say."
Oh, I should ace this. This is pretty.
Durability or endurance?
A bit of endurance.
Alright, I guess Athanos starts striking at the air, pretending like he's fighting lies again, I guess.
All three of you begin slashing at the air. Like last time, every 5 minutes, she increases the level of psychotic, slowly adding more and more weight down on you. Eventually, level 5, you all are struggling to even lift your weapons up. Being able to do it slightly more because his weapon isn't as heavy. She then cancels the third trading session. She says you all did really good. She also said you all did fine. She said it was okay. She said you guys definitely have good enough durability to last an average length of a fight. She says, however, she then says, alright. She then says, alright, with that little warm-up ready, we're now going to do some more training. You all follow her over and says that, she points at Kylian and Elpis and says, you two are going to work on a certain spear technique that I'm going to show you, and then you, Athnos, going to work on a dagger technique that I'll show you.
Ooh.
Alright.
Ooh.
She then takes out her polearm and first points to you guys and says, alright, the technique you guys are going to be learning is she says essentially is the spin. She then takes out her spear and holding it in front of her, she then holds it and then basically spins it in a rapidly spinning circle, fast enough to where it even generates like a breeze. She says,
Oh wait, I think I know what she's doing.
and she says, this technique allows you to block incoming attacks, especially things like arrows and air magic, she says. She says the way this works is you have to spin the spear incredibly quickly and spin it around your hand your hand incredibly fast. She says you're going to be working on this to attempt to get it for an hour. She then points at Athos and says, meanwhile, she then takes out daggers of her own that she had bought that day and says, we're going to cover a dagger technique. She then pulls up a dummy and says, this technique is very useful for people with daggers. And she says, it's rather simple. She then looks towards the dummy, holding both daggers in her hands, and she says, make sure to watch closely. If you blink, you might miss it. About 10 meters away from the dummy, she closes her eyes and boosts forward at an incredible speed, decapitating the dummy. She says that the point of this dagger technique is basically, the point of it is to focus on your opponent's vital points and dashing towards them at an incredible speed with a high enough concentration to basically just sever straight through their neck. He says it takes a high level of concentration and focus to be able to strike accurately while moving that fast. Because I want you to practice on the dummies and try to move really as quickly as you can while still aiming and hitting accurately. Understood?
Of course. Just one question,
Looks at you and
however.
says, of course, what?
Of course, man. Just one question. Is this concentration purely just concentration or magical concentration?
He says, no magic.
Okay.
He says, all these techniques I show you are able to be accomplished by yourself with just your strength alone. Yes, you can use magic to enhance it if you want afterwards, but that's not the point of this training.
Understood.
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess Athenos, seeing that, decides to, like, look at the dummy and just, like, starts trying to imitate what Nixxie's doing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
I tried to imitate what Nixxie does with the spear.
Yeah. You all go off to your little areas to practice near her and get to work. Hold on. You all spend an hour working on this technique. Athenos manages to get it down pretty okay after 45 minutes, and Elpis and Kylian get the spin pretty alright around 50. As the hour ticks by, Nixxie gathers you all back together. It's now around 11:30, and she looks at you all and says, okay, that was pretty good. She says, not bad. She says, your spins look fine. She says, I'm pretty sure they deflect most arrows. I'm not sure about magic, though. She looks at Athenos and then says, your technique's coming along pretty well. I've watched you and you can strike decently accurately at the neck. However, you should continue to work on it so you can hit it accurately every single time. She then says that for the next 30 minutes they're going to do some more strafing practice. For the next 30 minutes, you do what you did in the beginning, where she increasingly makes it more harder on you. You're all exhausted from the strafing practice. She says that they should be grateful, as the first 2 days of the master class are a lot of more technical things and aren't that high intensity, which makes you all very scared for the next 3 days.
Ah, shit.
Oh crap, here we go again.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean. Oh no. Oh no.
She looks at you and says, "Aw, you guys are ungrateful for my techniques turning."
Meanwhile, Athenos just kind of, like, looks on with a satisfied smile.
Yeah, at this point, Nixxie's even starting to become concerned. And she looks at you and says, "Are you okay?" Like, you know,
He's a battle fanatic. Don't worry about him.
She just kind of sighs and says, "People aren't supposed to enjoy my classes."
But I quite like fighting strong opponents.
So you're not fighting me though. You're just training repeatedly.
Well, training also works.
She sighs and says, "I think you're just a masochist."
He definitely is.
I know.
100% is.
She then looks at Elpis and says, "Both of you are as well."
Okay, fair enough.
Listen, I'm sure this training will help me for if I ever spar the Air Dragon Lord, which I will not, as I promised not to do it to a close associate of mine.
We quite literally got done with saying that you are not sparring against the dragon.
She
I
looks
swear
at
to
you and
God.
curious and says, "And why exactly would you want to do that?"
Well, I mean, it is going to be an important meeting, and I've heard that you can learn a lot about someone from how they fight.
She says, "Yes, but you're also saying that you want to fight a supreme entity. Are you stupid?"
Not particularly.
She says, I think you are, if you think you can even
He
fight
just likes battle. He just likes battle. You're not gonna get through to him, Nixxie, unless you know.
He's a
Actually, you
one-dimensional
almost
character.
killed
I'm
him.
right here.
Yeah, and I'm saying
Really?
it to you too.
Nixie
I have
He's
more
a-
chance than both of you combined and multiplied.
Nixie then
Calm
looks
down.
at, Nixie then looks at Athos and says, you're one of those battle losers who thinks their strength is everything, is willing to throw away their life and not care about anything else but the fight. Even willing to take on essentially pseudo-gods to satisfy your desire to fight powerful foes. Man, I'm sure your friends must love you. I'm sure they're excited knowing that. Any chance to meet a powerful opponent, you throw their life away and completely disregard them caring about you in any way, shape, or form. I'm sure they must love you for that, she says.
You know a lot about that.
She looks at you.
Apparently.
You know,
How
Athenos
many
is just
people
like,
have-
wow.
She looks at you. She looks at you, and in a serious tone you haven't really seen her say, she says, "I commanded the Drow Elf army for hundreds of years. I've seen soldiers command boisterous and strength-hungry and power-hungry than even your little dragonborn friend here. What's the one thing they all had in common? No one coming to their funeral."
Well, damn, that got real. Athenos is just kind of like, you know, having a reality check there for a quick moment, just, you know, thinking of the people he's met so far. And even these two losers, unfortunately.
She sighs and says, "I don't care what you do. If you want to fight powerful opponents, fight powerful opponents. But when the day comes that you die, and there are people crying over your grave, I wouldn't blame them if they all blamed you for dying recklessly. Maybe next time you think about trying to fight a literal pseudo-god, maybe ask yourself, hey, if I die, will there be people crying for me? If the answer to that is yes to one person, maybe reconsider. I don't know, that's just me," she says, before directing you all to follow her to a different part of the training ground.
Athenos follows like slightly slower behind, still thinking about it. It's like, wow. Damn.
As you reach the more empty side of the training ground, she says, "It's around 12, and she hands you all some water. You drink up, and she looks at you all and says, yeah. Actually, give me a minute. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'm really thirsty."
Alrighty.
Canonically, our characters start chatting. Okay, so I'm kidding.
I mean, eh.
My character's just like there, you know. He's just standing there, kind of dead. To be fair, I gotta like bring back the notion of purpose into my character, because as much as like it's a joke, but my character doesn't have a purpose in this world, cause like, or he hasn't found his, more like.
Yeah, no, while you struggle for purpose, I'm just like struggling between figuring out why I fight. You know, I want to fight, but why? And it's just like, man, I just got a reality check. Holy shit. Maybe this whole, you know, fighting strong opponents all the time isn't a good thing.
It's kind of funny that a revolutionary like leader is like, why do we fight? You liberated a country.
Well, he knows why he fights, to protect his friends. Like, but when faced with the idea that his seemingly harmless battle lust is going to like leave him with nothing left, he's just like,
I hope to God someone important dies in your story, just for you to realize that.
Elpis, I swear to God, I'm gonna be the one who kills you if that's what happens.
Elpis, if you say that in front of Connor, there's like a 50% chance he actually does something to Jed's characters. I'm having.
Well, Connor isn't here, so.
Yeah, dude, your wife is. You're like gonna get back to the other world just to find that your wife is dead and I'm the one who killed her.
Just like karma, it comes around.
This world shall know pain. This world. Gonna fucking murder the earth. This world shall know pain.
Just like Elvis is like, how did you kill them? You don't have magic in this world. A gun is pretty magical.
I mean, I would imagine that magic would transfer over.
Your mom's gay?
No.
I mean,
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, he was talking about how he wishes a character for like that's important to me would die, so I learn a valuable lesson. And I just responded by saying, if that happens, then Athenos is suddenly going to just like you're gonna get back to the other world, and your
Yeah.
wife is gonna be dead at the end. Like,
Well, actually, I will say, you know what? No, I'll say one thing about that little comment of yours, Elpis. If a very, very important, much later on into the story, if a very, very close and important person to Athenos dies, I'm not sure it's going to be entirely a bad thing for him.
What?
Nothing.
Oh.
Anyways, let's keep going.
oh,
I have my suspicions.
Let's continue. Anyways, yes, it's round 12, and you're all standing in the training field. Nixxie then says, alright, so next thing we're going to work on, mainly for training, is, she says, about how to play defensive, she says. She says, you guys seem to be alright at pushing on the offensive, and are okay at reading your opponent's moves pretty alright. She says, however, I want to see how you guys face on the defensive. She says, I am going to, she then draws her polearm. I'm going to all three of you need to work together to basically stop my onslaught of attack. You aren't allowed to fight back, but you're allowed to parry, defend, and if I get close to you, and if you can attack me if I get close enough to you, but you can't make an active move towards me, if that makes any sense. He says, alright, so your goal is to survive 2 minutes.
Your goal is to survive, refuses to elaborate.
Yeah.
objective to survive.
No, literally. Yeah. She raises her polearm and says, feel free to use whatever techniques you want, just no skills or magic. She says, I'll be coming at you, and you two, your goal is to not only help each other, but to keep yourselves alive. I don't want anyone throwing their lives away in an attempt to get a win. She stares at both Kylian and Elpis.
Yeah, no, Athenos isn't even considering that at this point. He's just like shooketh. Like, holy shit, my state was rocked mentally.
Anyways, the mock battle begins. Before you can even blink, Nixxie goes from 20 meters away from you to 3 meters away in front of Kylian. Her eyes fill with the desire of someone who really wants to kick the shit out of you. Her blade comes down straight on top of your head.
Oh, I decide to move in Kylian's way and using the. Hold on, let me the image. I want to try this so badly.
I'm about to get stabbed, Elpis. I butt in.
To use the top of my blade to catch catch her spear.
Yeah.
And redirecting it. Like,
As Nixxie comes slashing down onto Kylian, Elpis steps in and blocks with his halberd, pushing her to the side. Almost immediately regaining her step, she immediately begins dashing towards Elpis again, this time stabbing straight for his lower abdomen.
I like, again, mimicking kind of what he did with Kylian. I just like go in from another angle and just, you know, try and push her away.
You attempt to block with your dual blades and catch the polearm. However, she jumps using your blades, jumps off of your blades into the sky behind Kylian and does an arc slash aiming towards his left side.
I decide to use my polearm's reach to try and block his right side.
Oh, so Kylian is just sitting here, like it's protected.
Yeah, but I'm sitting here. I'm not getting it.
Do something then! Holy hell!
Legit capture the flag, bro.
Fight back!
I'm
Fight
just
back!
Kylian is
Like,
the
you guys
flag.
are like, I got your top, I got your side. It's like, thank you.
Fight back, Jamal, please!
Yeah,
I move away from whatever these people are doing and just let them squabble over Nixxie's spear.
You back up, merrily avoiding her slash as Elpis comes in to block his. She then overpowers Elpis with her fierce strength and like kind of kicks his spear to the ground, launching it to the ground and begins to strike towards his face.
Alright, so while Elpis is busy getting his ass handed to him, I decide, you know, I'm gonna concentrate and closing my eyes, I dash at her, like trying to push her back with the dagger technique I was learning.
Aren't you supposed to play defensive and can't?
I am. When she attacks my allies, I go in. You know?
Yeah, that
defending.
counts. You dash towards her and to cut towards her neck, which forces her to stop her attack, counter your blades by swinging to the side, and then she does a spin kick, kicking your sides and launching to the right, and begins dashing towards you with a spear aimed for your face.
Now I come in.
It's your turn, yeah. Fucking.
Now I come in. I quickly dash towards her and use my spear to block hers.
Yeah. Using your spear, you hit her spear away as the spear gets redirected again away from Nixxie's face. Sorry, from Athenos' face. With her spear dislodged, she then like goes on the ground as like a spin, like, you know, like a spin on the, like a twirling kick on the ground, and knocks Kylian back. And then, kind of using her pole arm to basically pole vault over Dread, she then begins to basically do a ground pound attack straight to his, like, cranium.
Oh my
Who?
god.
Whose cranium?
Mine.
Damn.
Okay, so I decided to like roll to the side in order to avoid that, because probably blocking that would not go well. So let's
You roll to the
dodge
side
that
as her
one.
spear impales into the ground with enough force to dig half the spear straight into the floor. Pulling the spear out, you guys now have maybe 3 seconds of actual time to, like, coordinate as she pulls the spear out of the ground.
Lads, this is not working.
Alright, I
We need
decide to get my
attack
spear
it
and
once.
rush at her.
You
Give
can't
We
me.
need to attack it once. We need to defend it once, Elpis.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
grab the
okay.
right flank, Elpis to the left, and you go forward. See if we can get a position going.
I guess we get like a guinea
Gonna
pig
rotate.
position going.
We're gonna rotate in
defense.
between each
But we're create a phalanx.
You create a
Yeah.
formation, and she then charges at you, slashing at you. She pulls out a spear. She turns around and attacks Elpis' side, aiming for his arms.
While she aims for the arms, I guess I try to like sweep her legs out from under her.
You move forward next to Elpis and attempt to sweep at her legs using your increased mobility. She jumps over your daggers, crushing your hands with her feet. And
I try to stab towards
Man,
her.
I sure do love this 2v1!
Okay, I sat
Alright.
towards her, trying to get her off his
coming
hands.
from the other side, you attempt to stab towards her. However, she kicks backwards, knocking the spear out of your hand, and doing a back kick with her other foot into your chest, while still lunging her spear forward at Elpis' chest, all in the same motion.
Okay, I
Okay, you're on your
if I
own.
could.
However,
Again,
Athenos'
catch
hands
it.
are free because she lifted up her feet.
Okay,
Can I
I'll
try,
I'll grab my
try
daggers while
catching the
Elpis does
spear?
what he does. And
like,
I'll,
not like catching it like with my bare hands, but like catching it with the.
You manage to barely block her stab with your halberd. However, with the sheer strength of Nixxie, pushes you backwards as you get knocked backwards. She then continues to charge forward, going for a down slash straight from your head to toe.
Alright, so while Elpis is getting dog watered, you know, I just like shake my hands a little bit in order to get some feeling back into them, gripping the daggers, twirling them around. Alright, we're good. And now Athenos, in defense of his great ally, Elpis Vex, the only one who's helped him so far, he dashes at Nixxie from the side.
I know,
and
I'm
just
so
like
great,
an attempt to you know, get her off balance while just enough to keep her attention on him while Elpis gets ready.
I try to move forward as well because I have to grab my spear and get back.
Picking up your spear, you begin flying forward as well. Nixxie does an arc top-down slash on towards Elpis. He manages to move to the side to dodge it. Meanwhile, Dread gets behind her with his daggers.
Jamal,
Okay,
you're doing
well-
nothing to disprove the
Okay,
2v1 statement.
I approach quickly, trying to catch her attention. I swing my spear at her, trying to get her to get off Elpis.
You charge toward her, attacking you with her spear. However, she moves in, grabs the spear like she did to you once before in the first day of the advanced course. Deja vu hits you, and she pulls the spear out of your hand and hits you straight in the chest with the back end of said spear, knocking the wind out of you. She then turns around to Elpis and throws the spear, aiming for his head. The spear, you manage to barely dodge. The spear whizzes back to your head, and Kylian has now completely lost his weapon.
Wait, can I
I
go
mean,
grab? I decide to go grab Kylian's weapon and try to throw it back at him.
Yeah. So you chase after the spear and grabbing it, and manage to toss it back to Kylian just as Nixxie redirects her attention towards Athenos and begins attacking him.
Well, considering how clearly just like she's fucking on her steroid strength right now, probably not the best idea to continue blocking her. No, especially if she's like physically stronger than us. So therefore, best idea.
I mean,
Yeah, but she's also flexible. But like, it's better to just like not
Very
risk.
flexible. Yeah.
very,
Like,
very
it's
flexible.
still a bit of a tough challenge to like hit her even when she's like aiming for another area. But like,
Verb would
it's,
love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say important information for Mara.
yeah, no, I love how I'm just like analyzing this fight. Meanwhile, these two are just. I'm starting to see.
Warming me.
What?
I don't want to talk over you guys, so I'm trying to like, if you guys
Talk
speak, I'm
over
gonna
them.
like,
Holy shit.
okay.
Jeez. I invite you to
You're
talk
the
over me.
definition of a pansy.
I invite you to
pussy.
do something
like, you are
useful
all
for
three of
once.
those words
Okay.
Please don't be like Sakura.
Like there's two kinds of sissies, the cool kind and then the cringe kind. That you're the second one.
Wait, what am I? The second one too?
Yes.
The fuck? Okay.
Well, okay, so while that happens and Nixxie's coming after me, you know, I decide like let's fly backwards, right? Because these two haven't considered using their wings in this fight.
Okay. I
Well,
quickly
we tried
rush
to
after
challenge
Nixxie.
ourselves, not to fly.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, she's gonna slam us to the ground if we use it too much.
This is
But
true.
Well, yeah, no, but like for short movements, like what?
okay, I rush after Nixxie trying to get again like cut her attention, make sure that she's focusing on two targets, and I quickly stab at her back using a flurry attack, I guess.
Actually, you fly towards Nixxie, attempt to flurry attack her back. However, she jumps over you backwards, basically doing a massive backflip, and using the blunt side of her polearm, smacks you in the back of the head, which sends you forward towards Dread, and you both crash into each other.
I push Jamal off.
The Dread essentially pushes Kylian off, and she's now charging towards Kylian, who is, you know, kind of on the ground, and attempts to cut his back open.
I quickly fly up, trying to like move away. I guess to the
I don't
side.
think flying
Stop,
Cutting
stop.
his
Her
choice.
attack is coming from above you, and you want to fly up.
Okay, okay.
Yikes, that's not.
I'll reword that. I meant like push myself like okay. You know what? I'll
Okay,
push
since
myself
he
to the
doesn't
left
know what to
and
do, I'm
and
just gonna
go.
parry this guy, like the blade away from this guy while he gets readjusted.
You parry the blade against Kylian as he struggles to stand up. It seems Kylian has briefly
Okay.
forgotten how to walk.
Okay. I
I
get
wonder
up
why.
and then I quickly swing at her, trying to take advantage of her weapon being parried.
Yeah. You try to cut at her, but you miss as she uses the back end of her polearm, spinning it forward, and strikes your spear away. She then jumps backwards
this
and turns around and 180s Elpis as he approaches her, being able to, like, knowing he was behind her without even looking.
I rush after my weapon and then try to rejoin the fight.
You didn't lose it, you just got it knocked back.
Oh. Okay.
He's so used to using his weapon and already just like
Yeah.
in his mind that he did.
It's like one of those things where it's like, thank God I have telekinesis.
Thank God.
So- so,
Okay, so
so basically, I just decide to stand like between the two, like as a sort of guard on their ends to like make sure these buffoons can get in position.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this well, so to say, this continues for another well, this continues, and you both, and after a lot of hard work, manage to survive the total 2 minutes. You're all exhausted from countering each other, and meanwhile, Nixxie says, "Oh, that wasn't bad," for Elpis and Athenos. Kylian, you are the epitome of a princess in distress.
I didn't want to. Okay, like I try to speak, and then like Alpha speaks. I'm like, okay, he goes, and then like, cause like, bro, like I'm getting attacked. Alpha starts talking. I'm like, what am I gonna say? Like, okay, sure, let him speak.
You
The
just
way I
don't-
see it, it's
Look.
basically fast paced. If you
Yeah,
don't
they
do anything,
all talk
Sylvia's
over you.
Definitely gonna say something.
They all talk over you. And you're like, I don't want to talk over them. They all talk over you. Like,
Trust me,
you're,
Sylvia's will say something if you don't make an action for way too long.
you're a massive pussy.
A little excessive.
Elpis is trying to get you out of your comfort zone in his way, and that is by calling you an absolute bitch ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Connor's got his own way of just like encouraging you to be better, and honestly, be better.
I think he honestly just wants you to be better.
Yeah.
You're a
Okay.
fucking loser.
I'll
no one loves
speak
you.
up, okay?
All your friends think you're a fucking joke. Burb routinely says you're genuinely sad to her sometimes. You have made a person who is genuinely like decent compared to everyone else say that you're actually disappointing to her. That is sad. That is
Okay,
sad.
we got lore.
There are people in this world who are
sometimes I
of
wonder
the
if Burb says
genuine
that about me.
opinion. There is the jokes are over. There are people in this world, in group chats, who, after listening to you and knowing you as a friend, genuinely think you're kind of pathetic. Like,
Okay.
the jokes
Rubbish, you
only
joined at
go
the
so
wrong
far.
time, man.
Yeah, wrong time.
You joined
I
at
was just-
the wrong time.
I was just
Yeah, okay, so we're not quite in lore at the moment because Jamal was afraid of talking over us in a fight scene.
So I'm just shitting
And
on him.
basically, Sylvians had to be low tier god for a second.
Okay, cool. Fuck you, Jamal.
Rio! Rio! Oh.
And he left.
Joins
and he
VC,
left.
says fuck you Jamal, leaves, refuses to elaborate.
Also, who the hell is sword fighting in the corner?
Oh, that's Neurobot. That's the ambience music.
Oh, it's pretty epic. I do
Yeah.
love fighting Jamal.
Let's go. Anyways,
I'm not a fan of this.
let's continue that I thoroughly shit on Jamal. Let us continue.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Looks at Kylian and says, you fought like you were a damsel in distress. Before slapping you in the face, sending you across the floor. Says, the other YouTube did, Elpis did alright. You did a good job countering me, especially on your own. You're getting better at using the halberd to deflect strikes, especially since mine are gonna be objectively gonna be stronger than yours. You're doing a better job at weight distribution and power distribution amongst your body, so you don't end up breaking your arm trying to block one of my attacks. Yeah, I've noticed you did a good job keeping up and using the speed to get into cracks and crevices to attempt to block my attacks. And Kylian, who's still on the ground, you're pathetic.
That's, fun.
You all get up and it's around 12:10, and she says, "All right. So for the next," she then looks at she then says, "All right, for the next hour or so, let's do some more higher level training." She says. She says that they're gonna be working on some physical work since this day is supposed to be so easy. She says she wants them all to run laps around field for an entire hour.
You see, I've done football. I've been in football. This shouldn't be too hard. This really should not be.
You all just kind of nod, and she says, "Oh, by the way, if I catch any of you flying, She just smiles, says, "Yeah, don't fly."
Right. Just gotta condition yourself. You gotta first like do a little jog, and the next lap do a little run, little jog, little run, little jog, little run. Absolutely condition yourself.
Let's do some epic conditioning.
Help us,
How about
these
you
legs
test
aren't
it
human
out?
anymore.
Well, you see, it should apply to here. You might be superhuman, but it still should apply to here. We
Anyways,
still get exhausted like a human.
yes. You all begin, and you run for about an hour. Nixxie does every 10 minutes put another level on you guys of psychotic, slowly pushing you down. At the end of it, none of you can feel your legs.
Shut up. that's just Kylian right now.
Kylian, run.
Anyways, yeah. You run for an hour. At this point, the moment the training ends and she ends level 5, you all just kind of fall to the ground. She then looks at you and kicks all of your deeply injured legs and says, "Get up, I didn't say you could sit." You all stand up on your, like, deeply in pain legs. And she says, "Alright, Next activity. You're all gonna do push-ups for 20 minutes.
Athanos looks into the camera. No, Athanos starts doing
And activates level 6 psychotic, forcing you all to the ground. And you all start doing push-ups as she cancels it. You push-ups for 20 minutes with her increasing all up to level 3. And now your arms are dead as well. She then makes it a point to kick your arms and your legs and telling you all to get up again. And then she then tells you all to plank for 20 minutes as well.
You're evil.
No.
You're so evil. That is the most evilest thing you can do. In any type of sport. Make
Some of
someone
you-
I swear to God, this is literally just my PE coach on steroids.
You do planks for 20 minutes, and whenever it feels like you're about to cave, she uses magic to force you to stay up. You do this for 20 minutes, and now your arms, legs, and your chest are all completely exhausted. He says, "All right, now jumping jacks for 20 minutes."
Come on, man.
Legs, a lower body, upper body,
She forces
and core
you all
at
to
the
do
same
jumping jacks for 20 minutes, whilst increasing psychotic levels on you. When 2 o'clock hits, you all are on the ground, unable to breathe. She throws. She then looks at you and says, "Well, looks like it's the end of our training." At that point of that was just to get you all prepared for the next day. I'll see you all tomorrow. She leaves without giving you any way to help with the fatigue as you all lay there, arms, legs.
Can I use
core.
Thou Shall Not Die? Can I please use Thou Shall Not Die?
That's only on physical wounds.
What about
I need
focus?
water.
What about focus? What about focus?
Focus, I believe, is also physical wounds.
Water,
Wait,
please.
wait. Hold on. Let me look for my healing skills, of which there are 2. What about Hollow Knight?
I mean,
Good, learn a water spell.
no, you can't drink magical water. It's literally part of one of the magic rules.
Connor, I have a question.
I don't care about the consequences.
Huh?
Hypothetically, would Meroth be able to recover from something like this with Ravenous?
Let me look over it. No.
Fair.
Oh, I was about to say, you and Nixxie, we're gonna have a great time in bed.
Anyways, yeah. You all walk. You all like struggle on over to the nearest water place and all to chug like 18,000 gallons of water.
I feel like we would die.
1, 2, 3, save some for me.
That's how you know.
No
he's
sharing. Just drink it all.
No, you all just chug the nearest water. You all are literally stuck there in the training field after drinking water, sitting on the bleachers for I'd say 2 hours.
I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs.
After 2 hours, you feel good enough to like get up.
1 second. Fucking.
Penis.
Did I learn all of the wind spells, or do I still have a bit more left?
I think you have fly
I'm
left.
back. Hi.
I mean, fly would be basically useful list for me, right?
Technically.
Unless, my wings get chopped off at some point.
So about that, Elpis.
There's an idea.
There's an idea. I use Void Rain while the 2 are stuck around me, killing them. No,
I'm back. Sorry.
Alright,
Alright.
let's go. Athanos, I guess, struggles upwards in order to stand, and then, drudgingly tries to walk, and, out of the training field, looking like a fucking dead man.
You all walk out of the training field, too weak to even
No, I fly out of there. My wings
No,
ain't
you-
exhausted. My legs might be...
Your wings are also exhausted.
My
God
back.
dang it.
I use my spears like a cane, just like old manning it out.
You all exit out, and the guard is snickering at you.
We signed up for the masterclass on masterclass. Nixxie's not fun.
Meanwhile, Athanos just has a whole different outlook, I will undergo this torture in order to help my friends, to protect those close to me.
I actually try to catch Dread's ear.
One day you're gonna
pull
pull a Vegeta and let someone get
Yeah.
stronger because you
Anyways,
felt
yeah.
like it.
You've all exited the training hall and are walking back to the dorms.
I
Dread.
decide that I'm just gonna go. Or actually, I'm just gonna go where Kylian and Dread are gonna go. Depends.
Dread. I know you've come here and you want to get like stronger, and you see that as a goal full of worth for you, and that it might help you in your future experiences. And I know you fought a dictator before, but I keep hearing from achievement after achievement after achievement, and I just want to know what are you doing here? Like, have you found a purpose? I know Elpis is trying to return. You seem comfortable here, though.
Athanos like gets more comfortable as he looks at Jamal. Well, I'm glad you asked that. You see, I wondered that myself for the longest time, and I probably still will wonder it for a lot more after this. But for the most part, I found it feels nice to protect. You're stronger for something other than yourself. I like that, and I mean, recently as I've gotten stronger, it feels like I've gotten less control of myself at the same time. Like, the need to fight, it's been, how do I describe it?
Consuming.
Disparaging. No, not consuming, it's just more of a nagging voice at the back of my mind that I just can't seem to shake off. But it's not so bad wanting to get stronger. It's just why do I want that? And I realized a long time ago it's because I want to protect others. I want to protect people, and I want to help this time. So I will. That's why.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm not sure if I've told you how I got here. I saw someone getting hurt in some protests. I thought to help them out. I got shot. I'm not as competent in helping people as you. You at least succeeded in your revolution. I ended up here for trying to help people. How do you stay so confident? How do you do it? How do you succeed?
Well, and then Athanos just looks at Kylian with just a sad smile. Can't exactly afford weakness now, can I?
I don't know, because I mean, I've realized in these last few days and this training that I'm not nearly as powerful as you. Regardless of the problem of mana, your guys' skills do way more damage than mine do, and I feel like sometimes I'm holding the group back, right? So
Well, if it makes
I
you
just
feel
wanted
any
to know.
better, Room of the False God has been basically useless against every opponent I fought.
That's fair.
Including including you, Dread. So I just think. So at this point, I'm guessing that it probably need to get a lot more stronger, and get a lot more stronger in case I need to use the room again. That means getting a lot more skills, boosting my mana, learning a lot more new magic, and trying to fight physically better. That's why I'm here with Nixxie.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but you seem like you have a nation to protect, like some dreams, some ideals. While like everyone I cared about protecting is no longer, really in this world, and this world confuses me a lot. Like, I don't know about if Nixie's ideology of I guess like strength is the only thing that keeps you safe, and you can't really, I guess, like depend on other people acting nice, and morality isn't this hard embedded thing into society. But I mean, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of as I've been getting attached to this world, I still feel like I don't have a purpose. Like I'm an anomaly, while you fit in perfectly with your with your revolution inside the Juggernaut Alliance. You're gonna run inside an election. And I sit here in the city of lights, in a city of wealth, of the sun faith, and more like lost. I mean, I even talked to Nixxie about going to Salfantis, and like, that trip seemed to pan nowhere. I just thought it'd get me somewhere.
She shit on you hard.
Yeah.
Hell, even
And-
Nixxie, when I told her that I was going to become a supreme entity, proceeded to almost kill me. Then a few days later, almost killed me.
And a few days later, almost killed me.
But the thing is, I just when I see you, I think, I mean, I don't know. Out of all three of us, you just fully assimilated. You just fully found your niche in this area.
Mostly because I don't think he had anything to go back to.
Holy shit!
Loki, that's
God.
Athenos
Not a bad one.
walks away. Athenos
God
walks away from
damn.
the two idiots. Just
You
completely
just
no longer
destroyed him.
interested.
You just killed him.
I think
Oh
I think in the lore sense,
God.
it makes sense that like
Oh
he's
my
an assassin.
God.
He didn't like have like this amazing
Bro
like
got
one.
wiped. You did him dirty. Goddamn.
I catch up with Dread, ignoring what Elvis did.
Yeah, no,
What did I say?
I'm just walking away from these two buffoons.
I'm just wondering, what did I say? I'm just like, I mean, that's one reason why you would want to stay in this world.
You don't say it though.
Yeah.
Elpis
Elvis.
is a very blunt person.
I walk up to Dread again, trying to catch up, and I try to continue the conversation. Sorry about Elpis. I don't know what got into him. I think for the most part, I mean, I had friends, shut up, Connor, in the real world, and
No.
and I had and I had like ideas and priorities. I guess like I never really fully acted on a lot of stuff, and now I'm here. I think it's transferring, and I don't really, I guess like, take those opportunities, take those risks, right? And I understand that like I'm more powerful than the average entity, average being. It's just,
And you should learn.
I mean, when it really comes to
learn
it.
how to capitalize on the opportunities that come to you. And for
what
the
opportunity?
For the record, I would just like to say the opportunities that you pass up on, firstly. But for the record, I would just like to say, Elpis, since I know you are walking behind us, do not talk to me for the rest of the day. Thank you.
Blocked.
Fuck. I mean, I'm just saying it how it is.
I think the
truth in this world would had nothing
No,
to go back to. At least no regrets, anyways.
He's like writing it down in like
I didn't mean it in like a bad way.
I was furiously writing this down like Dread will remember.
way.
It's such a Telltale Games moment. Athenos Dread will remember.
yeah, General remember it.
Dread will remember that.
Lol.
Didn't mean it in like a bad way, or like in a, sadistic way, or rude way, or any type of way like that. I'm just saying it how I think, you would. Other people would probably think.
No, but in a larger discussion, regardless of what Elpis is saying about your life, your human life, you guys have this love of, or like, I guess like this affinity for getting stronger and being more powerful and stuff, and I don't feel that at the same level because I don't know what I'm getting stronger for, what I'm doing it for, right? Because I don't have a nation aspect deck. I mean, yes, maybe. Maybe I'll figure it out by the end of this.
life, actually. Maybe just to survive, like maybe Nixxie.
But you see all these sun elves, and I mean, this is a diverse community even in South Kyrith. You see how the people who surround Sol Imperia, like, all of them live a calm, nice life. Some of them adventurers and warriors who go on quests, don't get me wrong. But a lot of them just regular civilians, merchants, traders, blacksmiths. And I can't...
They all have a purpose.
They all have a purpose, but I don't have mine.
And that's what you have to find. It'll
If
come in
only it was
time.
that easy.
Oh, so maybe find it, you know, much sooner than later. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm going back to my dorm. I'm gonna go read a book. Or
Around
something.
4:30 at this point.
Yeah.
Legs not feeling as
probably
they
read a
used
book or
to.
something.
Elpis returns to his dorm. Well, I guess his inn room.
Has Dred just like walked past us basically?
Dread
Yeah,
is bit.
he's gone. He's gone. He's here talking to you.
Dred just walked away. Water.
Dread got very offensive of what I said and decided to dip.
Who wouldn't? I don't think he has anything left in the other world. Like, goddamn.
Even Dred's like, even though I'm not Athenos, that fucking stung.
Yeah, like, wow.
Anyways, what do you two do now that Elpis has been in his room?
I decided to open back up my light book and then probably try to skim through the Mage's Guide again.
In your room?
Yeah, in my room.
I mean-
At least learn the magic spells. At least read them.
Well, I mean, you reading
Try
them
them out for later.
I mean, reading them won't really get you much memorization.
Okay, that's fair. Might as well read the book then.
Which book?
Mage's Guide.
You-
Sorry, not Mage.
you-
Magic 101.
You mean Light Magic 101? Yeah. Have you actually
Yeah.
learned any light spells? Besides, Blinding Light, I think was the only one you learned. I don't fucking know. Let me check your list.
I use blinding light. I'm not sure if Elpis does.
Elpis learned Drop of Sun and Gleaming Aura. Right. Okay. You skim through the light spells. The ones that are greater are Prismatica Greater, Ball of Light, Ray Buckshot, Blinding Light, Light Arrow, Light Lance, Radiance Lancer, Blazing.
Okay, let's
Beacon.
learn Light Arrow because I have a move of that. I should probably learn something that I can use.
Only works
should
when the
probably
user
get a
has
mini crossbow, too.
only works when the user has a bow drawn. So
Wait, can it be any bow? Like
Yes.
crossbow?
but you
Okay, I'm
don't
gonna
have
get
a
a
bow,
mini
so I don't
crossbow.
know what.
Yeah.
Anyways, you read. Okay,
I was about to pull out a
let's
crossbow.
just say you read through greater spells for now. What do the other two do?
Yeah. And then wait, all get rid of spells? Yeah, okay, that's fair.
We'll go through them later.
And
Anyways,
then-
meanwhile, what do Dread and Kylian do?
Wait, no, I have a page of super tier spells here.
Elpis will eat some, or not Elpis. Athenos will eat some dinner and then he'll meditate. before going to bed.
No, you
Bless
know
you.
a super tier spell because you borrowed Magic Mage's Guide to Light from Kylian.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we wrote it down on the paper.
Oh yeah,
And then I took the paper.
you took the
Yeah,
paper. Oh right.
Yeah.
Then yes, you do know some. I mean, they wouldn't be much use to you because you can't learn them, and they're highly advanced.
Still good to have them written down on a piece of paper and what they do, so I can imagine it better.
Okay, well, it's not gonna help you though.
It's not gonna help me then.
It wouldn't
that's
help you
fair.
learn it faster. No, you have to like actively be
Yeah, it
trying to
wouldn't.
learn it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, yeah.
Alright,
Dre-
can I put the book away
Yeah.
and then learn and then open up the basics
Magic fundamentals.
to magic.
Yeah. Anyways, meanwhile, Dread goes home for an early dinner, eating around, we'll say 5. How long do you want to meditate for afterwards?
3 or 4 hours.
You meditate for 4 hours, raising your mana level by 35 until 9. What next?
He'll go to bed.
You go to sleep. Okay, Kylian.
Me?
I think I made him depressed.
Realizing that I did promise I'd teach Dred alchemy. Can I make it out of any wood, or do I need specific wood for an
It can be.
alchemy
You
table?
can put an alchemy table on literally anything. You see, you'll be able to etch it into it.
Okay, I go to the forest, use a freaking ray buckshot on a tree, grab a big piece of wood. I go to the I guess I start carving it with my spear until it's like a square-ish shape, and then make the runes and then just meditate for the rest of the time I have that day.
You go into a forest, use ray buckshot to cut down a tree, spend 2 hours carving out a suitable pedestal, spend another hour carving out the engravement. It's now 7, and you finish your alchemy table. Picking it up, you now have acquired the alchemy table. You head back home and meditate for 4 hours, raising your min level by 35, as well as eating dinner, and you go to sleep. Finally, Elpis. You're in your room. It's currently like 5 still.
Alright, I decided to open back up the basic.
Wait, sorry, how
guide
much
to
money did I
magic.
get?
35.
35, okay.
You open up Magic Fundamentals and then once again look through the chapters. The chapters are what is magic, what are elements, what are catalysts, how to learn magic, raising your mana level, pure magic and magic, imbuing elemental clashes, elemental weaknesses, and laws of magic.
Alright. Didn't think I properly wrote down the catalyst one, so I'm gonna do that and then elemental magic.
I mean, what are elements?
Yeah. No, like, yeah. What are elements?
I guess as in the chapter, yes. All magic, you read through the list again. All magic spells have an element. Fire, water, earth, air, ice, and lightning are considered the true elements as they are the true aspects of nature. Meanwhile, light, dark, and cosmic are mystic elements. Race elements are a unique element in that spell categories and those categories can only be used by members of the corresponding race. Each element has its unique characteristics and what they specialize the most in. Fire has the most raw power within the true elements. Water is the most fluid and allows for consistent and powerful spells. Earth is most physically hard and hitting and dangerous to take head on. Air is most agile in all directions and has the best status skills. Ice has the best piercing and single target abilities. Lightning has the widest range of effect. Mystic elements, however, are the most unique as their spells don't follow any real rhyme or reason beyond corresponding with their element. Race spells, meanwhile, are related to the race they are a part of. Elven magic has the most range and precision. Fey magic is the most cost-effective and efficient. Angelic magic has the most concentrated power and specializes against demons. Demonic magic is the most cruel and cunning and specializes against angels. And finally, draconic magic is the most powerful but also the hardest to control.
How do I learn that?
You buy a book on it.
Fuck. I don't have money.
Maybe talk to the others when the day comes. I don't know.
Well, you see, are they willing to buy a book for me? Are they going to
I mean,
be willing to buy a
considering
book
you
for
can
me?
share, considering you and Kylian can both learn angelic and demonic magic.
I could just buy it, you write it down.
And I could always just write down a paper on it too. I can always just
Exactly.
write it down on a paper like I did last time. Alright. I decide to note this down and then meditate for, like, I think, till 12 and then go to sleep.
Eating dinner in between, you meditate for 7, well, let's say 6 hours. You meditate for 6 hours, raising your mana level by 55 before going to sleep.
75. Oh, no, okay.
You
Gotta
all...
use the restroom real
1:30.
quick, be right back.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Same.
I'm gonna get something
Alright,
to drink.
so 230. I have 1,230.
Yeah. Hey, guess how much a Sylvius has?
5,000.
Wow, you are greatly overestimating.
To be fair, I wouldn't doubt a Sylvius.
Okay, but like that would take like way too much grinding even for like an average person. He's like
That's
2,000.
fair. Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna get some
How
to
did he?
drink. I'm
Did
gonna be right
he?
back.
Did he kill? I'm guessing he had to
He
kill
killed
something.
he killed a normal lich, a night lich, and a leviathan. Yes.
Eh?
Nothing. Anyways, let me get something to drink. Okay, so you all wake up once again on the third day. On the third day of training. It's around 8 a.m. We'll start with Kylian.
I get up, I go downstairs, try to get some food for me and Eliza, as always.
You do so, finishing eating. You can head over to the inn or to the training field or whatever.
I will head over to the training field.
You fly on over to the training field. Meanwhile,
I just get something to eat, use my usual shit, and then get to the training field.
Yeah, so I would also do the same, however, just especially ignoring Elpis after that particular comment from last day.
Are you still mad at me for that? Is that why?
Ross said he had nothing in his real life to go back to.
Yeah, I mean, what would you think about that, Elpis?
anyways, yeah, Elpis goes downstairs and eats food, trying to talk to Dred, but Dred completely fucking ignores him, understandably so. Eating dinner, he flies over to the training field. Dred, making an active and conscious effort to completely ignore Elpis, He eats his food as well, and they all head over to the training field.
Hello there, Dread. We meet again.
Why do you say this like it's a surprise?
Dread stares at him with cringy eyes, thinking he's a fucking loser.
What was the point of that comment? Just
See, the fill-in is we're gonna have another day of
alright,
torture.
cool,
This
I
one's
don't
supposed
care.
to be
I'm gonna
hard
go
though.
meditate.
You go filling in completely. You go to meditate, wanting to not listen to his bitch ass any longer than you have to.
I guess I also meditate, you know, same thing.
You go and meditate, and eventually Elpis arrives as well. Elpis is there as well.
To go meditate.
You all meditate for an hour 45, raising your mana levels by 15. Doing so, you hear, eventually, as 10 hits, you hear Nixxie yelling, this time right in front of your ears, slapping you all out of meditation, saying, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, you guys not get enough sleep in the morning or what?
Well, it's just meditation.
He says, yeah, well, you can meditate later.
I stand up, getting ready.
You all get up and follow Nixxie down to the training fields. She says, alright, cracking her knuckles. She smiles evilly, saying, today's gonna be the first day of your real training, one could say.
Yay!
Whatever could you mean by that?
She just smiles. She then says that their training is gonna start in the plains.
Again, a bad place to be. You don't want to go to the place.
Athanos like raises an eyebrow, but otherwise heads and like follows Nixxie.
You follow Nixxie out to the plains, and all find a decently wooded area with like a few sparse trees. Nixxie explains to you that for the next few days of their training, as a part of the master class, are going to be scenario training and honing your skills in a more advanced level. She then tells you that she then draws a circle, a large circle with about a radius of about let's say 8 meters. She says if you she then outlines the circle in a colored dye. She says you're all going to stand in this circle. She says that their goal. She's not going to explain. She says I'm not going to explain what's going to happen, but your goal right now is to not leave this circle. She says you can't fly out of it too high. You can like jump obviously and boost up a bit, but you can't like fly, you know what I'm saying? She says your only goal is to not leave this circle for 5 minutes. She then, before disappearing behind a tree, she then tells you all you should probably ready your weapons.
I would take her advice and just like put my back against a tree, I suppose, while waiting.
Same thing.
You all huddle into the circle with your weapons drawn. Just kind of like, even though it's like, it feels technically peaceful, there's like this ominous aura, because you're aware that something's about to fucking come at you.
It's time to get like premonition.
You then suddenly you hear the sound of something. Kylian hears something whizzing towards him, and turns to his right to see a stone lance flying towards his face.
I'm gonna guess. Can I even like reasonably block it?
You can try.
Can I just duck? I'm just gonna duck.
You duck and it whizzes past you, and now heading towards Elpis's face.
I decide to try and parry it.
You parry
Or cut through it.
You cut through it with your halberd, dispelling it. And then next thing you know, from the exact opposite side, 5 stone balls shoot out toward Athanos.
Oh, okay, it's one of those things. Alright, well, I start jumping around, like doing some hardcore parkour in order to try and get some distance from the spheres.
You're in a fucking
In
circle.
a very small circle. Alright, well in that case I'll just like parry them.
Yeah, you counter the balls and manage to cut through 4 of them with one whizzing. We managed to dodge one. Then then the next thing you know, an incredibly a meteor begins falling from the sky and begins aiming directly on top of all of you.
I use my wings to fly up and stab
You
its
can't
center.
fly.
Oh.
We just wait till it
We
gets
just aim
close to
our
the
spears
ground.
up.
Just wait till it
Well,
gets
I
close to the
mean,
ground, and then we can just jump up and try cutting it.
Yeah, no, personally, what I think we do here is that all three of us have to work together to cut through this one. So we're gonna like have to wait until it gets close enough for us to jump at it, and then we all like leap at the same time. Yeah.
Coordinating your attacks, manage to cut through the meteor pretty easily. Next thing you know, dozens of what feel like geomancy bullets begin shooting at you from all angles. You're barely able to make out Nixxie running faster than you can see in circles, spitting out bullets from all directions. None of you are safe from it.
Okay, I start cutting every single one that's close to me at least so I can reach.
You start cutting through the geomancy bullets as best you can, as the others follow suit.
Yeah, basically, I'm cutting through them in a similar style of like when I was like parrying the steel weapons from that one summon of Nixxie's.
You managed to break through both. You managed to cut through most of the geomancy bullets. However, some of them still land true, striking you in the chest, but they're not enough to knock you out of the circle. The geomancy bullet maelstrom storm fucking ends, and there's a bit of calm before another stone lance is thrown at Elpis's head.
Ah, shit. How fast is it going?
Pretty fast.
Okay, I decide to dodge.
You dodge out of the way. You dodge out of the way, and as you dodge, a bullet of stone flies towards you, and a wall of stone appears behind you, blocking off your exit.
Can I jump? Can I jump pretty high using my wings to?
Yeah, you manage to barely
boost
jump
myself
over,
up.
but as you jump over the wall or the bullet.
I think it was the wall.
You jump over the wall as the bullet slams into it. The wall disappears, and 3 more shots of stone begin shooting at you as well, while a massive boulder comes rolling from the other direction, and a spear comes in from the north, aiming for Athenos.
Okay, I decide to take care of the big barrier, the big boulder first, by cutting through it, and then turning back around.
The stone shots are much faster than the boulder.
Okay. Yeah, then just
while Elpis does that, Athenos is going to cut through the magic of the lance.
You cut through the spear, and it gets dispelled.
I try to catch up with them to protect them, I guess.
From
that's
what?
Similar. I mean, the boulders come in. I'm gonna go help with that.
Yeah, the boulder approaches as Kylian cuts through it, and Elpis deals with the rest of the shots. The next thing you know, the next thing you see, 10 massive stone balls suddenly get shot at you from all directions.
Alright, I'll take 3, you guys. I'll take the 4, and you guys take the 3.
Working together, you manage to all cut through them. However, Elpis, overconfident in his ability, ends up getting slammed by one of the large stone balls, which kicks him out of the ring.
I wasn't sure that's how math works.
You hear Nixxie yell, "Elpis, you're out!" before he gets bombarded with more earth spells while still on the ground.
Ouch.
He then exits the area and sits down next to a tree. You two are left, and you can kind of hear Nixxie's cackling in the back, and she's more excited because there's only 2 of you now to deal with.
Oh no.
Fun.
You then hear this, and then you turn and see massive the ground turning into snake-like slithering, almost like waves in the earth itself that begin flying towards you, slithering up and down.
I use my spear twirl to basically kind of kick them off me and make sure they don't get near me.
Yeah, Athenos is going to be just cutting at the snakes to try to go at him, basically.
Kylian decides to take a defensive stance, keeping the snakes away as Athenos cuts through them and basically just dispels all the snakes as best he can. The next thing, and then after a bit more, a massive buffalo alongside a goat with a baboon with a baboon on top of it, become charging at you through the foliage. The baboon jumps off the goat and attempts to claw at Athenos, whilst the goat attempts to ram Kylian, and the buffalo is just trying to hit everyone.
I can't believe the goat would go for Kylian. He's not goated, anyways. Athenos would take out the would like slash and block the baboon, trying to like completely ruin his day best he could.
He cut at the baboon, managing to kill it after a few seconds of fighting.
Me wanting to be less evasive in my combat structure, I hold a more stronger stance. I lock my legs into the ground and aim the spear towards the ram, trying to basically stab it through the skull.
The goat charges at you, and with one fluid motion, managed to dodge to the right thanks to Nixxie's strafing techniques, and cut it through the neck and down, decapitating the earth goat, and it gets dispelled and turns into mana. Meanwhile, the buffalo is charging at you and is about 5 inches away from you. You forgot about it. Unable to think, the buffalo slams into you and you get launched into the sky. However, you manage to barely stay in the circle. It turns around and begins charging at you again.
Okay. Okay, I quickly try to this time I try to regain my footing and I try to make sure I strafe to the left or right when it rushes after me.
While he does that, I'm gonna go try and take on the buffalo from behind.
Hey yo, the buffalo charges through. Buffalo charges through and Kylian takes it on the front while Jed takes it on the back. You manage to attacking it from both sides. You manage to kill it, and it dispels. You hear Nixxie saying that she's impressed as a massive earth kangaroo, and becomes coming through the forest, ready to attack as well, along with a donkey.
I decided to go for the donkey and just take that out real quick before the real threat appears.
The donkey charges at you and you manage to kill it pretty easily, but the kangaroo is coming towards Kylian and fucking kicks him in the chest.
I try to regain my footing and I try to quickly do a flurry attack at it. Maybe seeing even if it lifts its leg, maybe I can stab through it.
Doing a flurry attack, you manage to cut through the kangaroo, killing it. Nixxie says she's surprised, and decides she's going to amp it up a bit.
That doesn't sound particularly...
Pacer, level 4.
Yeah. Yeah. She then look up, and suddenly, hold on. Yeah, she then starts throwing a bunch of greater spells at you. A stone lance flies from the north. This is about aiming towards Dread. A meteor also begins descending from the sky as 5 stone balls come from the right, aiming for Kylian, and multiple spears and other bullets fly towards them. A wall appears on the south side, blocking them from retreating in that direction.
Fun. I quickly start trying to dispel the shots coming towards me, trying to eventually turn my attention to the meteor.
You manage to dispel most of the avalanche, but you get hit once in the chest. Meanwhile,
yes, I do the same, cleanly cutting through the lance and then parrying the other stuff before going for the meteor.
You cut through the lance and parry most of the attacks. Over a few still hit you, but because they're basic spells, they don't do much. Meanwhile, the meteor is about 1/3, was almost to the ground.
I quickly rush towards it, trying to stab it through the center.
Yeah.
Kylian, wait for me, and I just go in also doing that.
You rush in, both cutting through the meteor and dispelling it. She then smiles, and as you both land, she smiles and casts another, and this another spell activates as a crack appears to the earth.
I I quickly move away.
I'm confused as to why Kylian looks like he's a battle-hardened like war veteran. Athenos would do the same.
Following
Elvis
Killian's
has
lead, you
gone.
move to the side as massive spikes explode from the crack, stabbing 4 meters into the sky.
Oh, that would explain why you moved so suddenly.
Yeah, I've seen one of those before. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah, you move over to the side, and then she says, and then she smiles, and then you can kind of feel Nixxie metaphorically smiling as a massive portal appears above the skies, and you recognize it as Meteor Falls. All of
Are
the
we
dozens of meteors begin flying towards you.
are we allowed to use our wings or abilities or anything
Nope.
to stop? Okay. We're gonna need to quickly divide. You take the right side of the yard. I'll take the left side, and we're gonna just stab the ones that come to our side.
Well, I suppose say less then in that case. And then we go about our means doing that while waiting for the meteors to come closer.
Yeah. The meteors begin to approach closer when suddenly you hear the sound of a charge as another earth buffalo begins running towards you as well.
I try to basically seeing if I could like maybe do one in both. I like try to like push myself up through the spear, maybe like trying to see if I can like maybe like kind of like pogo off it, right? Just like jump up really high, and seeing if I can stab a meteor while like I get like a few feet in altitude.
You hear the buffalo has a mounting point. You stab it through the head, killing it while jumping off of it and dispelling one of the meteors.
No.
While Killian's going through some rodeo shenanigans, I'm out here looking like fucking Aaron Yeager, cutting through meteors and all that.
Yeah, you cut through the few more meteors, but more and more seem to just be appearing as they descend from the sky.
Okay. Again, we keep to our divided sides, trying to catch each one as it falls one by one.
The meteors fall, however. Killian slowly gets Dread slowly gets Athenos. Actually, I'll say Athenos slowly gets overwhelmed due to his decreased range with the daggers, and eventually one meteor he fails to dispel it and gets crushed into the ground. As it explodes, launching him out of the circle, Nixxie says that Athenos is out. Killian thinks he's succeeded, but knows that the meteors aren't stopping.
I quickly try to rush after each one more frantically than before.
With having to manage the whole circle, you quickly get overwhelmed by the meteors and almost get yeeted out of the circle. The meteor falls, ends, and you all are kind of laying there injured. Nixxie finally comes out from the forest with like the most happiest devilish smile you've ever seen. She says, "That was fun, wasn't it?"
It would have been easier if we could use our wings.
Athenos is just out here surprised that he outlasted Elpis in a range challenge.
She then says that you managed to last 4 minutes, which is not below her expectations. She says.
Let's go. We're not below. We're not under average.
She then brutally kicks Elpis in the chest for being the first one out, and then kicks Kylian in the chest for being the second. Actually, kicks Athenos in the chest for being the second one out, and then slaps Kylian for not surviving the whole 5 minutes.
It's just a distribution of pain. She has a certain amount of anger she has to take out. It's just who gets it.
More or less.
Definitely, absolutely, yeah.
Anyways, yes, you all. Yeah, at this point, it's been after. It's only been about 10. And keep in mind, this has been about. It's only 10. It's only 10:05. So, with that brief experiment out of the way, she says, "All right, that's fun." She says, "Now then, he says we'll do a bit more work with our weapons." She says that out here, she says that she wants them to essentially practice spear training and dagger training. She says she wants them to just work on movement and strafing. Really anything, she says. She says that it's better. She said training out in the open wild is better. It's important because whilst training in the training field is nice, it's not necessarily the most real environment, she said.
That would certainly make sense, yes.
She says that she's gonna be right. She's gonna be back, and she needs to go grab something from the training hall, to help with the next lesson. You end up. You figure it won't take that long. However, after about 20 minutes, you wonder if something happened. However, you know that there isn't. You just are all fully confident that there is literally no being in Salkyra that can even contend with Nixxie. You just assume that she's caught up doing something else, and end up training for an hour. Around 11:15, Nixxie finally comes back, and you expect her to have like this big ass like thing that she's gonna use for their training. Instead, she comes back with essentially with two crystal balls, and that was it. However, you look at her, and after like analyzing her appearance for 5 minutes, you notice that her body looks that her skin looks rather clean, and her hair looks a bit wet. And she seems rather refreshed.
Did she just like take a shower while we were out here?
Did she?
No, I'll be right back.
Did she?
Leaves.
I don't know. Let's ask.
And she just had a whole day in the fucking city.
She comes back
At
with the
home.
2 crystal balls and says, "All right, how's your training been going?" Completely pretending like it was normal that she was gone for an hour.
It's been going fine.
I find it acceptable to my circumstances.
She says, "Good, good. All right." So she also have these 2 crystal balls. He says they're not really of any useful. They're not magically inclined. They're really just made out of glass and quartz. She said, however, they're more of a object. She says, so, because we're gonna play a little game. She says. She says that I am
Always fun.
Yeah. She nods. She says that she is going to put 2 crystal balls on. She says both these crystal balls are going to be important. She says that she is going to hold both of them in her hands. Your goal is to basically swipe them out of her hands. She says you can use weapons if you want. Your goal isn't to take them. It's just to get them out of her hands. She says the point of this is to help with people who are using catalysts and whatnot. She says that you don't necessarily have to, she says you don't necessarily have to like take a weapon from someone. If you can get out of their hands, that's pretty useful.
Oh, so like we can use magic for this?
He says, of course not.
You just gotta use your weapons.
She says, why would I use magic?
Use your weapon. Yep.
Use thy ability.
Anyways, yeah. So she then holds both crystal balls in your hands and motions for all 3 of you to try and take them from her.
Okay, I quickly rush towards, seeing maybe if I can get my spear entangled or like grab onto like because I'm guessing they're connected by are they just like they're connected by like a string or some wire or something, right?
What do you mean?
The 2 crystal balls just fully separate, or are they like connected together?
Why would they be connected?
Okay, I don't know. My brain.
Dude was thinking of the fucking bell test from Naruto. Why would they be connected?
It's kind of like a bola or something. It is.
What?
No, like, never mind. You don't.
Well, okay. Well, no, I don't. Hello, have you met me? Anyways, while Kylian is busy attacking from the front, I mean, Athenos will like circle around the side and try to take an orb while Nixxie's distracted, quote unquote.
You attack towards her with your dagger, attempting to get the balls out of your hand. For the sake of time, I'm not going to actually go through this. We'll say that you all attempted pretty damn well, and after maybe 10 minutes, you actually managed to get one of them out of her hand, working together. She seems impressed, and after another 10 minutes, you eventually get too exhausted to keep going, and fail to get the second one. Putting the orbs away, she said she was thoroughly impressed that you managed to actually get one out of her hands, as very few people managed to do that even when in larger groups. It's currently about 11:30, and we'll say that you spend the next 30 minutes doing a lot of physical exercise that completely wears out most of your body. Around 12, she
Okay,
hands you a
joy.
mild fatigue elixir, letting you guys know that she did have potions to help with your fatigue, but just didn't give them to you yesterday.
Oh wow.
You drink
I
them.
Okay,
mean,
this is why you
I
gotta
made
make
that
your own.
assumption. I made that assumption.
Yeah. You drink the potion and slowly feel better. You then take a short 5-minute break, drinking water as 12 strikes. She then looks at you all and says, "Alright, so you have been doing alright so far, definitely improving a lot faster and a lot stronger." She says, "So, next thing we're going to do is, we're going to cover another technique," she says. So this technique, she says, first she takes up her polearm and says, "The first spear technique we're going to learn is," she says, "for you guys, I want you guys to actually practice your flurry." She says, "You can do 3 right now." She says, "But I think you should be able to get up to at least 7, she says.
Okay.
She smiles and says, yeah, she thinks
Very
they
well
should be able to
for
all
you
get up
two.
to 7. And then looks at Athnos and says, meanwhile, she's going to teach him a new dagger technique.
Me and Elpis, we start wailing on the sands.
Yeah. You head over to, back to the training ground and begin practicing. Kylian, Kylian and Elpis get to work practicing their swing. Meanwhile, Nixxie pulls Athnos to the side. Pulling out the dagger she got, she says, "Alright, so the next dagger technique I'll be showing you is basically, a lot about overwhelming your opponent in a sense." She then pulls up a training dummy and demonstrates to you. Running up to the training dummy, she, with a very fluid motion, cuts into the dummy, but then using the initial slash, she like wraps her body around the back of the dummy, cutting through its like chest and head. She says that this technique, well, it doesn't really have a name. She likes to call it she just likes to call it the backstab, where you attack him from the front, but manipulate your body up and over the opponent while stabbing them, and to confuse them, and then just like cut through their bowels.
Oh, so what? Like basically, we jump, we pull up, try and like stab at them, and then we like jump up and just keep like stabbing all across them as we like drag the blade.
Yeah, essentially.
Like, all the way to the back. Okay, all right. Okay. Athenos, masterclass assassin of his time, he decides,
Yeah.
after getting that visual, he starts practicing himself on another training dummy.
Yes. You all practice for about an hour, and after an hour, both Kylian and Elpis manage to get up to 6 stabs, not quite 7. Meanwhile, Athnos seems to catch him with the technique pretty easily. However, Nixxie still seems dissatisfied with how fast he can do it. She demonstrates to you once more how the point is to like run up to enemies and basically jump over them with your knives still in them, as you basically cut along their body using like the basically imagining it like climbing a rock wall or climbing a rocky surface. How you like embed your hooks into the wall as you climb it. She says
So we would like drag the hook, in this case the knife, like all the way through the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
With her continued assistance, you managed to get the technique roughly down, but it still could use some refining and some more speed, according to her. It's now 1 p.m. and for the next hour, she says, for the next hour, you do a mix of magic training, like magic defense training, physical training, and the likes. This entire time, for the entire hour, might I add, she activates Psychotic level 3 for the entire time. So for the entire hour, you're under that constant influence of increased weight on you. And by the end of the hour, you are quite literally all like jelly. You are emotionally and physically jelly. You can't feel your legs. You can't feel your arms. You get the feeling this is going to start becoming the norm of the masterclass. She physically picks all 3 of you up and like puts you on the bleachers. We're telling you that it was a good training session, said that you'll see them all tomorrow.
We just get tossed aside.
Yeah, more or less.
And I can't feel my legs anymore.
Neither can I, and yet I thought that was the point, Jamal. Kylian.
Okay. You know what? Jared, we're going back to my apartment. We're gonna learn how to make a spell to heal our legs. We gotta find something for this exhaust.
I'm decently sure that's simply a fatigue potion. Considering
Well, I am sure of that. I do not know how to make that. I got a calming potion. If you're making
Considering
exhaust.
your circumstances right now, I'm surprised you do not already know how to make one.
She normally gives us potions sometimes.
And that's your excuse why?
Look, I haven't had time since Elpis dragged me into this Nixxie business.
Elpis, why did you not let him have the time?
Well, in the alchemy one day, on the way back, I met Elpis, so, you know, kinda cut short.
Your alchemy career ended before it even started?
To be fair, you can purchase some, like, if you have money.
As you see, as the president of a country, I'm very poor. That's why I needed you guys.
When you get back, it'll probably be your first paycheck.
You should distribute that wealth to Elpis.
No, what the fuck?
No, he has 10 gold coins. Low key, he kind of needs it.
Low key, he's like
is really fucking poor. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of sad. Elpis. I'm not gonna.
In fact, get someone who uses some very intense fire magic and have them melt it down right in front of his face.
Yeah, Dread has 48 gold. Jamal has 87 gold. Elpis has 16 gold. Burb has 125 gold. And Sylvius currently has like 45 gold.
I'm the richest. I know.
Because you don't buy shit.
Yeah, you don't buy anything.
You just hoard
don't buy anything.
Yeah, Meroth is a hoarder.
Yeah, you kill 2 Leviathans, but like, you don't actually spend the money you get from killing them.
Yeah, that's very fair. I need to do that more. It's just it's how I am in real life with my money. I'm like, ooh, I should buy this sometime, and then I just never buy it. It's a real problem.
That sounds about right. Anyways, yeah. You're all jelly now, just kind of.
My parents.
There. You're forced to wait this 2 hours before you can before feeling is regained in your legs enough. It's now 4.
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna go back to
crawl
my
to
dorm.
freedom.
I go back to my dorm.
I guess Kylian is like crawling as I like stumble, and Elpis is just like dead, walking like a dead.
I'm just dead. That's all I am.
Elpis slowly and begrudgingly walks back to his inn. Meanwhile.
Yeah, I'm gonna limp after him.
You just limp behind him. Well.
This is what Nixxie does to the human body. I think it's your body. Like, you don't train.
Anyways, what does Kylian do?
Okay, making it back to my apartment, right? I try to, you know, I try to open through the basics of alchemy, right? I try to find a potion that, you know, the actual, you know, the potion that'll bring my legs back, you know?
You scroll through the potion and find one of Kana's recipes for basic potions. You scroll through and eventually find a basic fatigue potion. You scroll through and you find that the basic fatigue potion requires the simplest recipe for it is 3 water flowers and an earth flower.
Can I just like stumble? Can I just like watch like secretly from the sidelines as Kylian makes the fatigue potion?
Wait, okay, so it's 3 water and what?
1 earth.
1 earth. Okay. I can't walk to the market. I don't have legs.
In that case, I guess Athenos just offers to go get the material.
Yeah.
With Kylian's money, by the way. Just
yeah, sure. You know. Actually, yeah.
Do you want to buy enough for 2 or?
I already have 2 earth,
I meant for 2 potions, yeah.
Yeah, just give me 4 water flowers. So how much is that?
That's 5 per, so it's not, actually, no, it's 5 per flower.
So it's 1 gold.
Yeah, 1 gold.
Okay. I send Dread to go get them.
Dread?
I'm the grocery man, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you fly over to the marketplace and purchase 4 elf flowers before returning it and handing it over to Kylian.
Okay.
Here is the stuff that you wished for me to get, even though it was hell to walk that much distance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 5 at this point.
Yeah. I make 2 basic fatigue potions for me and Dread.
I hate to break it to you, but you don't have the alchemy table on you. It's kind of like in your.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. We go to my room.
You both have
I guess I carry him to his room then or something.
Yeah, I start trying to, you know, like on my spear, old man walking, you know.
You eventually reach his room, but it takes like 15 to 20 minutes. You have the alchemy table. You put your heart and soul into preparing these flowers, attempting to make the best kind of potion. You put it into the table and create 2 fair fatigue potions.
Now, buddy,
go.
drink up. Tonight we are kings.
You chug the potions down and feel.
Wait. Athenos wants to save his for like tomorrow, just in case.
You say okay. Athos is drinking potion. Kylian chugs his potion down. You feel feeling return to all your body parts as a wave of relief washes over you.
Oh, okay, that felt horrible, Jed. You gotta drink that potion. I'm not gonna lie. The legs feel great now.
When the situation is reversed tomorrow, we'll keep this moment in mind as how I'm incorrect in my long-term planning. Just so much better than yours.
Suit yourself. Okay, you know, cause I don't want to like, I want to like get to the next day.
Yeah.
I want to go out, cause now I have, you know, my stamina back, and like try out a super spell, and then I'll just like meditate the rest.
Meanwhile,
of the
what does Elpis do?
Meditate.
Okay, so you get home around 4:30. We'll say you meditate for 6 hours while eating in between, raising your mana level by 55 and going to sleep a bit early. Meanwhile, Althvihaim is still exhausted because he doesn't drink his potion.
Yeah, I think he'll just like go to sleep instead of meditating or something.
You just fall straight
In
asleep
my room?
then and there. Yeah.
Yes, in your room, yeah.
You fall asleep in Kylian's bed.
I'm gonna throw you off.
Athos just flops into Kylian's bed and falls the fuck asleep. Meanwhile, you decide to head out back to the plains to learn another super. Actually, we'll say you go to the training field to learn another super spell.
What are the other ones? Because I've been Blood of the Star and
Prismaticus
Radiant
Suitor, Prism Bomb, Crystalline Brilliance, Drop of Sun, and Greater Angelic Pact.
Let's try Prism Bomb. What does this thing do?
The user creates a spinning prism they can throw in a direction. Once thrown, the prism will begin to spin and glow fast and absorbs more of the surrounding mana. After the duration, the prism will explode in a mass of light magic.
Okay, so I throw it. I fly up and cast it, right? Like I'm trying to cast it in the air, so like it doesn't blow.
Hovering in the sky, after about 3 hours of practice, you manage to cast the spell Prism Bomb. You throw the bomb and let it fly for its full 10 seconds as it explodes into an absolutely massive explosion of light magic that like lights up the sky for a brief moment.
Fun.
It's currently around 8.
I currently I just go home and meditate.
You go home.
I've not met with Markoth. I'll meet with him after the Nixxie crap.
Yeah. You're feeling too exhausted to even want to talk to anyone. You meditate for 2 hours eating, raising your mana level by 15, and going to sleep. Alright, 4th day.
We're gonna need to share that potion. Buddy, please.
About that one. You should have saved something
About that one, I need mana.
Anyways, yeah. You all wake up around 8. Still with Athenos and Elpis still feeling a tad bit sore from yesterday. 4th day, second to last day of Nixxie training. You're not sure how much longer you can last.
Athenos is gonna be able to last slightly longer because of his fatigue potion that he's gonna down last second.
It's now 8 a.m.
What is happening, Elpis?
It's now
Are you good? What demon are you from?
Yeah, really, seriously. Cthulhu entered the chat.
Hey, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Dog, how do you go from like
Okay.
completely awake to asleep in like 20 minutes?
No, it's fine. I'm fine.
You sound
you
tired.
went from like energetic to like I just took 18 melatonins.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Let's
This
just keep
turned into
going.
me and Dreadlore so quickly.
No, real.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm good.
Bro, you don't.
Are you?
Nothing about your voice says I'm good.
I mean, we can continue this tomorrow if you really
We
like.
can keep
wanna
going.
die.
Let's just keep going.
Let's
I
go.
mean,
Let's
we
get
can
going
keep
until
going.
the event starts.
We'll
and,
go
like,
until event, and then I'll torture you for literally the rest of the night and tomorrow. Where you'll be fucking wondering what the hell's about to happen, but you won't know because your dumbass has decided to delay. Anyways, wake up for the 8th day. Sorry, 4th day of training. Kylian and Dredd are sleeping in the same bed. Because
No.
yeah,
what?
Kylian's room didn't have more than one bed, and he was so exhausted he just called it a day. So you both wake up in the same bed together. I have decided this is canon.
I just walk up, and I just walk outside the door with Eliza, eat dinner, and just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just
You go downstairs and grab breakfast with Elijah. You then what? Actually, what does
then
Athenos
go-
do first? Since
He gets up, stretches a bit, has some breakfast, and then he, I don't know, says like goodbye to Elpis before heading to the training field.
mean Kylian.
Well, Kylian, yeah.
So you also do the same, getting breakfast. Kylian, who's like, sorry, 1 second, fucking crying.
That face when your body doesn't want you to DM.
Okay. So yeah, you say goodbye to Kylian, who's like just trying to pretend that last night didn't happen. You fly off to the training field. Meanwhile, Kylian does what after eating?
I personally I go to the training field. Same thing.
You
Yeah.
also go to the
why
training
not?
field. Meanwhile, Elpis.
I just do my regular shit.
Following basically the routine you've been following since you started the master class, you wake up, head downstairs, grab some breakfast over training field. You all arrive around 8:15.
Let's get down to business. Why are my alarms going off?
No, yeah, no wait. Let's get down to business till my arms are numb.
Did they send me Nixxie when I asked for a song?
No, when I asked for fun.
We've lost our spines, our hearts, our lungs, and we have got
a clue.
Mr. Owl. Make you.
Stone circles in a forest, put on fire.
And meteors are raining. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, sorry. Actually, you're the sad.
Why am I? Anyways, lore, we got like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go on.
What do you do? All do.
Meditate.
We all meditate.
You all meditate for an hour 30, raising your mana levels by 10. Suddenly, you hear the sound of a massive shooting star flying towards you all. You open your eyes from meditating to see the super tier cosmic spell shooting star falling down onto your faces. You have maybe 5 seconds to get away.
Cut through it.
Quickly just fly down.
Can I cut through it? Is that a possibility?
Do you want to try? Do you want?
I mean, I won't
Even
die.
Nixxie couldn't cut through like a super
Yeah,
spell.
no,
I'm not
no,
dying.
none of that, Chief.
I mean, I felt like we have though.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
you
don't have to
haven't.
do that.
No,
No,
I'll
you
leave that up
have
to
not.
Elpis. Me and Jamal will
Yeah.
get out the way.
We haven't cut through Avalanche before.
What?
Avalanche is not super, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Avalanche is not super.
Oh, God. You can
Wait,
tell
the
this
fuck?
man is fucking dead asleep. What is this reasoning?
But she's nuking us. You can't cut through that.
Alright, fine. I just decided to go into my pocket dimension. Fuck it.
We're shooting into your
Elvis,
pocket dimension
he's
while
shooting us.
72
You can't
flies
carry that.
away. Shooting star explodes. She looks at you and says, "Now teach you fucks for trying to sleep."
I just hop out.
You all hop out and approach Nixxie. She says, "Did you like my little awakening gift?"
Do
It
believe
sure
Elvis
awakened
did.
us.
She smiles evilly. She says, "Alright, fourth and second last day. Today's gonna be fun," she says. She says, "Alright, warm-ups. 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 jumping jacks, 10 laps around the field. Go!"
Oh god.
I guess Athanos starts like doing
Can we start any one of them?
She says, "Oh yeah, sure. Do anyone you want in any order. I don't care."
Alright, doing 10 laps first.
Okay. You all, in your own orders, do it, which takes you maybe 30 minutes. The entire time she's putting level 2 psychotic on you, which at this point doesn't really feel like much, you note to yourselves. You can tell that you're getting stronger, as level 2 and level 3 psychotic really don't do much for you.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, level 2 and level 3 psychotic, especially for like people who had who like already experienced the influence, like for example, me with the dragon like second in command. You know?
Yeah,
I feel
anyways,
like
yeah.
it's just, yeah.
This takes 30 minutes, and by the time you all are legs are jelly, she actually hands you all fatigue potions since it is the earliest. You drink them and you all start to feel slightly better, but they're still like
I save them? Am I allowed just to save them?
I mean, if you want to, but you feel like
I'm saving it.
Okay, well
You're gonna be like waddling over to the
I mean,
final
Elpis,
boss.
you're currently unable to walk and move your arms, but I mean, if you want to save it, you can.
Bro, I can make
alright,
you one. I literally make you one free of charge. Just, I don't know why you guys are like, huh, a potion. They're not that like amazing.
Anyways, you all three drink the potions and your legs and arms becoming jelly. She says, "All right, good warm up." She says, "All right." Next thing she says, looks at you and says, "Honestly, you guys have actually been doing quite well. Most people die at some point during this training. However, you've managed to survive all of these things. And at this point, your physical strength is very high." She says, "So we're gonna do a bit more practice, and then we're gonna have a bit of fun," she says, smiling.
Somehow I doubt that this will be too much craziness. But
She
alas.
smiles and says, "Actually, no. The fourth day is actually not that bad," she says. "We're going to do a lot of training, a lot of training. I'm going to wear you all out to your very last strand of sanity. And then, on the fifth day, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time you'll get a full restoration potion, allowing to completely clear your fatigue and any damage you take. And then we're going to have an all-out fight," she says while smiling.
Like, including you?
She nods. She says, "All three of you are going to fight me, and we'll see how long you survive. The record of any of my students is 2.5 minutes.
How long did me and Kylian survive just fighting you last time?
She thinks like maybe a minute.
Oh god. Athanos just like looks at these two just like, well, that doesn't spell much hope, I suppose.
She smiles and says, "Anyways, let's get to it. We're gonna train itself." You spend the next hour working on slashing practice, stabbing practice, cutting practice, honing all of your skills. You note to yourself that, like, you are improving really quickly, and you notice it just as much as Nixxie does. Your slashes become clean, clear cut. Their stabs are perfect, pristine. You're able to hit the same spot 100 times with perfect precision. Your cuts are beautiful as they hit directly where they need to each and every time. And Nixxie just smiling the entire time. She says, "Told you guys I teach fast." You recall that, like, you've been so focused on, like, the suffering that you haven't noticed that you all have improved maybe at bare minimum 5 times as good as you were when you started the class.
Yeah, are we stronger than Burb yet?
Probably not, because she also has, like, literally the dark side on her side.
She also has dark on.
Okay.
Yo, she also has dark on. Like, there
what about session 3, Burb? Are we stronger than session 3, Burb?
Session 3? Burb is on, like, session 6. What?
I know, like if we were to fight a session 3 burb.
Why session 3?
Why? Yeah, why?
What?
What's the logic
To give us a
behind that?
better.
That's such a random
Took
number.
them the first Leviathan. That's
Oh, that's when she
why
fought a
they're asking.
Leviathan. One-on-one,
Yeah.
probably not. All 2-on-1, probably. 3-on-1, definitely.
Maybe Dread could.
Dread might be able to beat Marathon on 1v1, but if she goes in the ocean, he's like, nothing you can do.
Yeah, if it's in the ocean, then no.
Yeah, if it's an
Yeah,
ocean
we're not
battle,
gonna be-
none of you will win 1-on-1. But yeah, anyways.
It doesn't have to be though.
Yeah, anyways,
Yes.
yeah. So after an hour of that training, she says, I'm sure you all can tell, but you have improved greatly.
Let's go, improvement.
She said,
I high
at
five
this
Dread.
point, you're definitely, in terms of like pure ability, not in terms of strength, but like warrior skill and knowing how to wield your weapon, I'd say you're maybe 95th percentile at this point.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Huh?
She says, you've done excellent. Which makes me all more excited for the fight tomorrow, she says, smiling. Anyways, you continue this training for another 30 minutes where she amps it up, forcing you all to practice while under level 4. Afterwards, your arms and legs are once again jelly, and she hands you more fatigue potions. And even when you drink them and the fatigue goes away, you know that the mental fatigue doesn't go away.
Well, yeah,
That is a
if they could solve a problem like that, that would be impressive.
She looks at you and says, actually I can, I just won't.
Uh-oh.
She says mental
Kylian,
fatigue
you know what
builds
you need to
character,
do?
she says.
There is a potion for that, technically.
Yes,
Yeah.
there is. Anyways.
Kylian, I am forcing you to make that later on.
No. I mean, if you pay for it, I will, but...
I will force you at gunpoint.
I will use a
Nixxie
super
asks, what the fuck is a gun?
It's a weapon from the community I was in with these two growing up.
She just
Oh yeah, I remember something like that.
I remember that.
I remember.
I was black.
Don.
I'm black. I'm
Those are my thing.
I used to love those.
Holy shit. Anyways, yeah. After another 30 minutes of that, you take a break to drink some water. She nods at you and says that you all have improved really much. She said there really isn't much like direct technique she can teach you. She said everything else really comes with working in your skill and working in your fighting abilities and your strength into actually using skills and magic. And that I can't really teach you that well because everyone's skills are different. She explains that at this point you've basically capped at gold, one could say. There's only a few much more training can bring you, and at this point it's just matching your style of fighting with your skills and your magic. She says, like, I can't know how, for example, you can incorporate lightning magic into your daggers, because I don't use lightning magic. Yeah, regardless, you all have improved remarkably well, and I think I have confidence that you might last the longest of any of my students.
How many
Did she
people
kill
have
all her
survived your
students?
training?
She thinks, like, how many people in total, out of how many people I've trained, how many have survived?
Yeah?
Okay, well, of the 100% of students I have trained, 25% have survived, 60% quit, 15% died.
How many people have passed? And
Like, well, passed my class just means survived my class, so 25%.
okay.
Yes, that does add up. All numbers considered.
Mm-hmm. She nods and says, well, time for you all fucks to get up. Let's get back to training. For the next,
Only
for the
one
next-
in four live.
For the next 2 hours, you're forced to once again go under massive training. Hundreds of exercises, different repetitive, all under different levels of psychotic, 3, 4, and 5. Multiple
I have
weapons.
a question.
Hmm?
Does psychotic affect me less over time, or
No,
does it
you just
not?
you've just gotten stronger.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. She forces you to do mock battles under the influence of psychotic. You're supposed to run laps, fly laps, because she wants to exert your wings too. She makes you do all these different trainings, and after it gives you a break an hour in, but then after another hour, you feel even worse than yesterday, which you didn't think was possible. It feels like you all your limbs have been amputated, and you just can't move them. You can feel your heart throbbing in your head as it beats rapidly from the exhaustion, and it carries you all over to the bleachers.
My heart's in my head.
you just kind of your entire body is shutting down.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense. I guess I'm my
Thou
brain's
shall not
shutting
die,
down
or is
then.
it just still physical?
That's only physical. It's only wounds.
So if I die of a heart attack, thou shall not die cannot help me. That's amazing.
No, it cannot.
No, yeah, if you die of a heart attack, then thou shalt die.
Anyways, yes. So yeah, it takes you this time 3 hours to recover, and it is around 7. Well, it's not 7, 5 when you all are ready to get up and leave.
I decide to fucking jump on Kylian's back and tell him to just fucking go back, carry me back to your room. Not
I
in that way.
collapse
Not in
because
that way.
Elvis is heavy and I don't have legs.
You both end up collapsing on the
Jesus
ground.
Christ, Elpis, you could have not said that. You could have not said a more gay thing if you tried. Jesus.
Real. Anyways, yeah. They both end up collapsing on the ground as Athnos just kind of silently snickering at him. Eventually, you
Yeah, I
both...
forgot to mention this to you guys, but do you know anything about race skills?
Me? I've heard of them. I don't know them.
I cannot say I've been informed. Last I checked.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
I decided to open...
you wanna know why? You wanna know why, Elpis? Because guess what? You see, look in lore discussion. You see that word, Elpis? Let me ask you something. Are these the same words? Are these the same words, Elpis? Are these the same words? Are these the same words, Elpis?
Sylvius, I'm gonna have to say this really quick. I'm sorry for the amount of dumbassery I put you through in 2 years.
Are these the same words? Holy shit! It's spells.
I'm so sorry.
Kill yourself.
I do love race spells. The best thing.
I haven't met a demon. I can't use that.
It is race spells, Elpis, not Elpis Dread.
Oh, it is. Oh, wow. Okay, in that case, yeah, I love race spells. They're
I
great.
pinged
love race
you
spells.
about it. You responded to it.
Yeah, there are race skills and race spells, but race spells are the things we haven't been using. Race skills are like, for me, it's
okay.
rebellion against.
Anyways, let's keep fucking going. Got 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Alright. So, I pull out the magic guide, not magic guide, magic fundamentals book, and scroll to the page about race magic.
You briefly explained to the others about race magic, how besides the true elements, there are also race magic spells that only specific members of specific races use, and that includes angelic, demonic, and draconic, and how they have their own unique spell list that they can also use, basically giving Dread a 3rd element, and Kylian and Elpis 2 more elements.
Interesting. We should try this.
Yeah, but if you're willing to buy both the angelic and draconic magic books, and then I can just write them down on a piece of paper again.
That'd be very much appreciated.
You moochers. You know what?
What do you
As
mean,
a
you
generous
moocher?
human being who will probably, we do need it, I'll buy both of them.
I haven't got a paycheck,
agree?
Jamal.
Also, you can learn demonic and angelic magic as fallen angels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go.
He said draconic, not demonic. I swear to Christ, Elpis.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Dread will have to buy the draconic magic book on himself.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, I thought he was referring to me, but
Yeah, no.
maybe.
Killian resolves
Oh, no, I
that he's
also
gonna
kinda
buy
was.
the angelic and demonic magic books for him and Elpis, and Athnos thinks about buying the draconic magic book. Regardless, after around 5:30, you all finally feel good enough to get up. As you exit, however,
What's it called, the book?
it's just gonna be demons, Mage's Guide to Demon Magic or some shit.
Okay.
You can just ask about it at the Mages Guild. Anyways, however, it shouldn't be Dre, yeah. As you leave, Athnos kind of, to himself, feels as he walks his race skill, Dragonoid Intuition, kind of passively activate. You look up instinctively to a top part of the training field and thought that you saw someone watching you from there. Dragonoid Intuition combined with your natural instincts as an assassin tells you that someone was watching you, and that they might have been up on the top part of the bleachers. However, you make out no figure, no shadow, nothing. Just a premonition that someone was there.
Oh, that's ominous. Man, you know, being a whole president and away from my country, I feel like I'm about to get assassinated, I'm not gonna lie.
Deciding to ignore it for now, you continue to exit the training field. You walk...
You should probably mention it to us, I'm not gonna lie, but...
Honestly.
Have you two felt that we're being watched, or that you're being watched?
Neither of them have.
Depends.
You
Yeah,
haven't yet.
nah.
Why do you say that?
You know, unless you're looking over your shoulder from Nixxie, then no.
No, I thought I sensed someone on the bleachers, but they were gone before I could make them out. Actually, no one was
Why
even
would...
there.
What, I mean, besides you, what reason would people be deciding to watch us?
Take a guess. What is my job? What is my role?
I said besides you, I said besides you.
I was the one being tracked, Elpis. It was me. I am the reason.
Okay,
I am the danger.
Okay.
I am the danger.
We don't know for sure, okay? Maybe you're just being a little paranoid, okay? Like, if you didn't see them, I mean, what's the chance? No one's really, like, that powerful other than, like, Nixxie or something. It's still not gonna, like, avoid your eye.
That's quite... That may be unlikely, but it's a risk I'm not willing to take, yes.
Do you still see them? Do you still feel something?
No, but if they tried to come at me, I'm sure I would certainly feel something.
One could say.
I think we should probably, I mean, just in case, we should honestly probably get the angelic, demonic, and draconic books then. And then
I don't
try
know
reading
if
them over a
directly
bit.
of.
Yes, considering I am now apparently being stalked, I do believe that would be in my best interest, yes.
Yeah, we should probably, you know,
Considering your next game plan, you all begin to walk meekly away from the training field. As you walk towards your inn, however, you notice someone approaching you. There's nothing, like, off about them. It's just, like, because there are many people living here in Salkirith. However, they seem to be, like, looking at you. They walk up. They look like they're walking up to you. The first thing all three of you notice about, it's a woman. And the first thing, obviously, besides anything about her physical appearance, is the two horns and tail sprouting from her body. It's a demon. She has these ruby eyes, long black hair that stretches roughly to her waist, and there's, like, very esteemed, very pretty looking black and gold clothes. A few purples and reds to match her eyes with some, like, yellow boots. She walks up to you and gives, like, a respectful kind of bow, and the first thing you notice about her as she gets closer, more specifically Athenos and Elpis, notices that she has an alluring aura around her. Now, like, all three of you would agree that she's, like, objectively, aesthetically attractive. However, you all regard that she has something about her that's abnormally attractive, like, beyond the scope of just her appearance and mannerisms, and the first thing all three of you think is that she's probably a succubus. She bows to you politely, and in, like, a bit of a flustered, kind of, like, meek tone, she, looking towards Kylian and Elpis, she says, I'm really sorry to inconvenience you, but, my name is Charlotte, and she seems to stutter on her own name a bit. She's saying, my name is Charlotte, I'm really sorry to inconvenience you, but I am a bit nervous. This is my first time outside of the demon realm in a while, and I was looking for a place to stay, and I've been wanting to explore Salkirith for a while, but I can have trouble talking with people, and you were the first fellow demons I kind of noticed, and so I was kind of wondering, I really started to ask this, if you knew of any inns to stay at or places to be.
Well, there's two inns that we know of, Elpis's and mine, that are registered close to here.
And also staying with me, so you can always take her in.
No.
Yeah, stay with either of these two fools. I believe that would be the best course of action.
You can stay with Elpis. Actually, no, I don't want Jed in my room again.
She says, well, it's fine. I have my own room, but I have money, but if you're willing to offer, I suppose I would be rude of me to decline.
Yeah, Elvis. You got this.
Okay.
Sleep with the creepy lady. That's like...
There is objectively nothing wrong with her, I would like to point out.
Oh, no, but... Oh, that's fair.
There is
Yeah,
nothing
no, she
wrong with
seems
her.
like a bit of a shy stranger.
Yeah, there no
overall.
like according to you guys, like outside of your own premonitions, you physically cannot see anything wrong with her. There is absolutely, like literally, there is nothing suspicious about her. She seems to have no connection to anything.
Oh,
Second time I'm accompanying a woman.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, I must resist the urge.
You agree. Elpis offers for them to stay in their room as Dredd and Jamal decide to sleep together again because, of course, they do.
No, I don't say sleep together. Sleep in the same room in different corners.
Anyways, yes, back to lore. She thanks you for their hospitality, and then you all begin walking towards the inn. But before you do, she kind of turns around, and the first time you met her, that little shy face that you put on seems to fade away, if only for a second, as she smiles at you in a bit more of a Nixxie-esque devilish way than you'd expect. And she kind of just says, I really thank you all for your hospitality. And that's lore.
You're about to be seduced. Yeah, you're about to be fucking seduced.
That's a Mr. Beast.
I'm getting assassinated in my sleep. You guys set me up.
Oh, and you are going to be wondering what is going to happen next all the way until tomorrow.
I feel like I have a few things that might happen.
I guarantee
I think I have a few
you,
theories.
none of them are going to be what you expect. That's the best part.
Okay.
No matter what you think.